the Western Bulldogs taking on Melbourne. It's going to be a cracking game tonight. Both teams in the hunt for the finals. And of course, the Western Bulldogs go in as favourite at 128. And of course, the Demons, the outsiders, at 345. All predictions are that the Bulldogs will win and win comfortably after defeating the top of the league ladder Sydney Swans easily last week. So we're going to have a little bit of a look at the lineups. And of course, we are only 7 minutes away before the bounce of the first ball in this game gets underway. So let's have a little bit of a look at the lineups. That's not too bad, actually, is it? When I try and just line that up a little bit better for everyone. That'll do. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's have a look at the lineups tonight for the Bulldogs. And, of course, we've got some milestone games there. We've got Adam Treloar. He's got his 250 at the game tonight. Well done, Adam Treloar. Lockie Bramble there and Lachlan McNeil, both celebrating their 50 games there for the Dogs. Good stuff, good stuff. We'll get to Melbourne in just a moment. So we'll look at the backs for the Doggies. Footscray. Dora, Karmas, Caulfield is the full-backs. Bramble, Lob, Dale is the half-backs. Vandermeer, Richards, Williams are the centres. Treloar, Norton, Ugu, Hagen are the half-forwards. Looking for a big game out of Ugu Hagen tonight. He's pretty in good form lately there for the Doggies. Waitman, Darcy and West, the forwards. And, of course, the followers are English, Bontham, Pally and Liberatory. Of course, the emergencies, McRae, Freegee and Baker. Of course, over to Melbourne now. Let's have a look at their ins. Of course, lineups are as started there for the Doggies. No changes to the Dogs, which is great. Is what you want to see coming into the finals with only 4 rounds to go of the home and away season. Both teams looking for a spot in the top 8 to play finals time. In for the Demons, though, we got Howes, Sparrow and Tholstrup. And of course, out are going Caleb Windsor, injured. Jake Billings and Bailey Laurie have been omitted from the team, from the squad tonight. All right, so the backs are Lever, May, McVee for Melbourne. Few strong defenders there. Bowie, McDonald, Wakefield are the halfbacks. We've got the centres in Ed Langdon. Clayton Oliver, he needs to lift his game. He needs to have another good game tonight. He had a pretty good game last week, so let's see if he can hold his form for this week against a tough opponent in the Western Bulldogs. And, of course, Bullen there rounds out the centre line. We've got Pickett, Ruin and Fritsch for the half-forwards for the Demons. Of course, the forwards are Chandler, Petty and Melksham. Looks pretty strong, don't they, if they bring their form tonight. The followers are Maxi Gawn, Jack Viney, Trent Rivers. And the emergencies, Billing, Laurie and Tomlinson. Of course, interchange, Howes, Sparrow, Thulset, Walden and Turner. Of course, interchange for the Doggies with Daniel, Garcia, McNeil, Jones, Pulta. There we go. So we are not too far away from the game. Let's just have a bit of a look on the ladder where they sit. Here are the Western Bulldogs. They're sitting in 8th at the present moment. They need to win. If they win tonight, they'll jump up into 4th spot. They'll overtake Carlton. But this is the first game of the round. Of course, this is round 21 of the AFL fixture here. We've got 4 rounds left to go. And, of course, Melbourne here down in 11th spot on 40 points. They're needing a win, or it will be season over for Melbourne. They need a win to jump up to at least 10th. And if they do have a win, they need to win and win by a good margin to lift that percentage, because their percentage is a little bit low there for them. So they are both well and truly still in the hunt for finals times, which will come around not too far away. As I said, we've got 4 games left of the home and away season here. Tell you what, it's gone quick this year on the footy. It's been a fantastic year, as you can see. All teams reasonably even there. Still, anyone can jump into the top 8. Melbourne can still do it if they win tonight. Footscray they'll cement their spot in the finals, I would say, if they have a victory tonight. But if Footscray lose, then they'll be chasing their tails again. Hey, Halfwood, how you going, brother? What's happening? What's going on over there in the beautiful New Zealand, over in New Zealand? So that is where they sit. That's the teams. I'll reload that later because that's not just up yet. Where's my little worm? There it is. Now, did that fit in? And we're only 2.5 minutes away from, or a couple of minutes away from the bounce of the ball to open this game up. So we're going to take you down to the commentators, not too far away. It should be a pretty good game here. I think they should get a good crowd in here. It'll be interesting to see what the crowd they get in this evening for this game between the Doggies and the D's. Well, I suspect it'll be a good crowd. And of course, we've got the other match that's on tonight. That's the West Coast Eagles and the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast Suns, they need a victory. I may be able to cover the last quarter or last quarter and a half of that game after this one. So stay tuned for that. It should be pretty good. All right, I think that's reasonably well positioned there. Good stuff, good stuff. And I will take us down to the commentators when we head back down there, which is not too far away. The entire South Island is due for a frost tomorrow. We might get it also. I tell you what, let me just have a look at the weather right here before the game. This is the weather here now in Melbourne. It's 11 degrees. It's clear night. Feels like 7. There we go. That's the weather at the moment for the footy. So it's not too bad here, Halves. It's actually not too bad here. It's good. It's good. We've had some really cold nights as well. So happy to say that it's actually not too bad. That's one of the warmest times. 10 degrees here at the moment. It did say 11, but it's 10 where I am. That's probably the best it's been for a little while. But anyway, we're going to get down. T-shirt weather. My gosh. I don't know about that. Anyway, we're going to head down to the commentators. We're going to let them take over, and we'll see everyone at quarter time. Enjoy the game.
He's been able to play, and most of their back six have been able to play the game on their toes. Yeah. So the challenge is, can you get them on their heels? Can you get enough territory, enough supply against them to actually force them to defend more often, put them under some heat?
So there's a matchup. Is it Stephen May goes to Hugo Hagan? Riley West, you reckon, might go to Jake Lever, who's given them some headaches over the journey. Big match, big ramifications. Last chance for the Demons. Top 4 on offer for Footscray. We'll see you at quarter time.
None greater than that man on screen. Here we go. Gawn in English, going to be fascinating. Works it down into the path of Viney. They fan it out. Get it into the hands of Bontempelli. Why not? Long entry inside 50. Fist away from the small forward. He goes back and gets it again. Cody Waitman just missing.
From Cody Waitman.
Mentioned Adam Treloar playing in his 250th game, career best form, I reckon, for him at the moment, averaging 32.5 disposals a game. He's just been outstanding, and a major reason why this dog have won 5 of their last 6 games. It's Neil Gawn.
Back 1 metre.
In front of Bramble.
It's got Max Gawn pushing forward down the line here, BT.
50th game for Bramble. Here is Max Gawn, as you mentioned, with Joe. Out the back here to Caulfield. Caulfield, beautiful slicing ball to Riley West. And Neil Bullen did well to get in the way.
Having a very good season, Riley West. Found his spot and found his confidence at the level. Utility forward, mid-size forward. Tough place to play, and he's doing a great job of it. Hacking it out of there, Bontempelli. Waitman again. Hugo Hagan. And Richards gets the handball back and finds Treloar. Good kick for Waitman. And it took courage to stay involved in that contest in the air.
Gee, it's a dangerous forward line. I mean, they've got 6 players that have kicked more than 20 goals, and that's the sort of DNA you need, JB, to be, you know, a premiership team. If you can have that many guys kicking over 20 goals, it makes it so hard to defend. And Waitman is one of them with 22.
Look at that set shot accuracy. It's fantastic. Great shot of it here for the first of the night. Not going to work.
Last 3 wins, Carlton, Geelong and Sydney. All good teams in the competition. It's the form they bring. And that's where Melbourne once were. Can they regain that? Stand. Rivers. Straight down the middle with a nice looking ball to Melksham. Neil Bullen seems to be working at both ends of the ground. Lob. Bramble. Libba. Trelaw. Fast hands. Bailey Dale. Back to Libba. The superstar Bontempelli. What beautiful carry to the football. Vandermeer, a low skimmer. That is just glorious, glorious football. 1 point only though. Skim the post.
There you go, what an impact he's had early on in this game. 2 behinds already. Lovely kick inside 50 for Norton.
That was just great movement from Norton, and started over the other side of the 50, ducked into the pocket. There was no handover, no communication from the Melbourne defenders.
I love what West did there, though. Hodgie just got in the way to give Norton an extra couple of metres.
Pretty good at this as a rule, and that looks superb. Great start for Footscray. Big Aaron hitting the scoreboard. Territory ridiculous for the Western Bulldogs early.
19 disposals, 4 inside 50s. That is efficient footy.
As you see in the bottom corner there, Hagen puts your first little block on for Norton to get it, and then West comes across just to make sure. That's why these Western Bulldogs forwards have been working so well lately. They're willing to put blocks on. It's not about them getting their hands on the ball themselves. It's about blocking for one another, creating space.
That's why West is a mainstay now, Hodgie. That's the stuff that he's bringing.
Vaughan wins the knock, but Liberatore of Footscray wins the centre clearance here. McDonald through traffic. For someone to give the footy to. In the end, Rivers almost had to take it off him. Now Oliver turns back into the centre of the ground. Risky kick. Ball needs to be good. Trelaw on the end of it. Involved early here is Trelaw. Bailey Williams. Dashing run from the wing. He's told to go by Liberatore. Williams goes inside. Waitman got it again.
They can't slow the Dogs down. So the back 6 would be looking up the ground going, hey, come on. We need more pressure than this. The ball's coming in too fast. Look at Williams there. He's got all day to make a decision on what he's going to do with that ball inside 50. Need to try and slow this down up the ground, the Melbourne team with their team defence.
Cody Waitman, kick of 25 metres here. Just using that banana kick magnificently. Dogs, flying start for them. Five scoring shots in the opening 5 minutes.
So just smart play there from Bontempelli. Knew that he couldn't take possession, but just too much time for Williams to deliver that in 50. The defenders are scrambling. 6 entries from 24 disposals.
We spoke before the game, Richard, about Melbourne's contested possession dropping off. It's 10-2 Doggies' way.
First hand gone. Rivers can't extricate the ball.
Only been 3 tackles in this game so far. That just shows the open nature of it.
All around the body. Norton in front of Lever. To Bontempelli. Take his best from there. Drilling foot, he's going to miss. McDonald. Some relief for this back half for the Demons. Look out, he's gone. Ugle-Hagan sensing the moment.
That's just great pressure. Look at how hungry they are. When they've got the ball, when they don't have the ball, they're chasing, they're pressuring. No room for movement for Melbourne defenders.
Bad miss from there.
I don't think I've ever seen 7 entries from 28 disposals. Gee, that's as efficient as you'll get
In 7 minutes of footy. Melbourne really make the journey here, the 3.4-kilometre journey from the MCG to Marvel. It's the first time this year. They only came here once last year. Not as familiar as perhaps some people would think with this ground. The Demons, Chandler. Marcus Bontempelli. 5 times their best and fairest. Superstar he is.
got a little bit of competition this year. Treloar would be nipping at his heels, I'd suggest.
Would indeed. There's Richards. Talk about good form of Dogs players.
Looks like Melton got a bit of a job on lob, just making sure that those intercept marks he's been taking the last month just to limit them. Bring the ball to ground.
English and Gorn. Richards. Treloar again. Already had 5 touches of the footy, Treloar. Dale. Beautiful kick into the middle. English wanted to move it. Does by foot, and that's a great creative kick, and Bailey Williams. Beautiful foot passing from the Footscray Footy Club. What a start this is for the Dogs. Already had 6 scoring shots. There's number 7. From 48 metres, Bailey Williams absolutely drills it. Very nice indeed. They've got 3 to start. This is the sort of form that they have genuinely been in the second half of this year. As I said before, they've won 5 of their last 6, and their last 3 wins, Carlton, Geelong and Sydney, 3 of the best teams in the comp.
This is great from English. As soon as the ball spread from the stoppage, he realises they've got the ball, so he takes off. Max Gawn, if you can get him on the move, English's fitness is very good for a big man, but just perfect touch. He pulls back, doesn't rush it. Nice weighted kick into their forward line, all down to the work rate from English.
Van Rooyen and Darcy now onto the ball. Van Rooyen goes and finds his own footy. Bowie held up. Can't get the kick away, and Darcy might get a free hit.
Dogs haven't conceded the first quarter goal the last 2 weeks.
Quick release for Dale. Here comes Ugle-Hagan. Just couldn't quite hang on. And Woden's taken out.
So they've kicked 10-12 and only conceded 3 behinds in the last 2 first quarters.
9 forward 50 entries to 1 to begin this game. Picking up where they left off this time last week. Darcy. Sparrow immediately held up.
It was Max Gawn's ankle. Look at his right ankle, how much tape is underneath that, how large it is in comparison to the left, JB. Hardly trained all week. Desperately knew he had to try and get up this week somehow to help his team. And so Bowie out of trouble here with McVee's kick straight down the throat of Duray. Little sideways ball to Dale.
Oh, the switch is on here.
Karmas is out there waiting. If Bramble sees him, he does. Sold it well, Bramble. Karmas tripped over at the crucial moment. Still got time to recover it. Bit of a shield there. Latham Vandermeer picked up by Langdon. McDonald just kicks out wide. Can't get it out of the zone, though. Look at the quick hands. Bramble again on the end. They keep going. It's just handball happy. McNeil strikes the footy and hits the post. Scoring shot number 8.
Just getting obliterated around the ball. Clearances are 7-0. And as Hodgie pointed out earlier, the contested footy is already +9. And that's why it's just living in the Dogs' forward half.
Second poster of the night too for the Dogs. Early on in the game, it's worked back to Duray. Garcia. Around the body, Norton. Always drags a crowd. McDonald. A high one out of there, straight in the lob direction. Can fold back to Bramble. Duray back to lob. They just thump it inside again. Lever in front might have been held in for him.
So we've played 13 minutes, JB. Melbourne have yet to have a possession in their forward half of the ground. That is absolutely unbelievable. Dale still haven't got one. Richards strolling through the middle. Poulter's waiting. Look at the space they're in at the moment. Jamara Ugle-Hagan having to use the body on Lever. Did it well, but ran out of track.
BT, you mentioned Gorner, that taped ankle he's got. That's what's so important for English, to physically push him in the contest to see how sore it is, but then out in the open he's got to run and make him work. See how that ankle really is.
It's 15 inside 50s to 1.
It's living down there. Ball into Dale's hands. Enough heat from behind from Cozzy Pickett. And we'll get another forward 50 stoppage.
Sam and Max. On straight, Blake.
Gawn and Darcy. West stepping through. Riley West. Across the face.
You mentioned how much he's contributed this year, JB. And he's one of those players playing his role. Hodgie at the Dogs, isn't he? They've all slotted into these roles and they're playing them so well.
Yeah, he has. Like the pressure that we saw, the mindset of putting blocks on for a teammate, but also most importantly, he's hit the scoreboard as well.
He's a big fella. So can they get it over halfway and get a possession? Not yet. Chandler. Sparrow back into the side this week for the Demons. And there was their first possession over the centre line with Rivers. Just a little bit of controlled footy here from the Demons. 24 points down here with 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. Karmas did well to spoil. Umpires today: Brett Rosebery, Matt Stevick, Jamie Broadbrent and Brent Wallace. 4 of our best.
Explosive start under the roof here for Footscray. Home game for them, of course, celebrating 70 years of that wonderful first premiership.
Ball up. So you can see Viney, you can see Oliver there. Both of those players have only had the one disposal. So they need to get moving.
Darcy held in.
It's so saturated in there. I'll be clearing out. Give blokes like Cozzy Pickett space to go and weave his magic through there.
Oliver goes and finds it again, although it was just taken out of his hands. Bontempelli, how clean. Absolutely brilliant, Walter. Gone in the hole.
Stand.
They'll find a way to stop the bleeding here a little, Melbourne. Footscray all over them. Long one here from May out the back. That's a good result.
Great use of the body there from, I think it was Melcham.
Yep, Jake Melcham.
And it actually helped Fritsch take that mark. Have a look at this here. Great use of the body on Liam Jones, who's one of the great interceptors. Normally he'd intercept that, Liam Jones. But because of Melcham, Fritsch gets that mark.
Well, he's been very good from the set shot. His club badly needs this to go through. It's not going to. Just going to wait and see if that's actually registering the score or not, Tim.
I believe it's behind. Can we please make sure the ball fully crossed the line?
Score review. Umpire's call is behind. Can we please check if it was marked behind the line, please?
Review underway.
Yep, okay, complete.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see that the ball is marked and controlled prior to crossing the scoring line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Just something on the goalpost while we're looking at them there. Remember last week we had the controversial ball hit the flag? We'll notice this week that we might get a shot at some stage during the game. They've moved the flags around to look closer to the behinds, the goal post and the behind post, because it obviously doesn't matter if it hits the post going through there. You can see them. They're not as goal bound as they normally are. A good little pick-up from me, Hodgie. I thought you'd...
No, it's smart. It's smart.
It's common sense.
Last week it's not the goal.
Well, it's the groundsman here that came up with the idea. Very smart man he is.
It should be almost an insert for them, though, I reckon.
Yeah, like a concave.
Yeah, completely sort of disguise them.
I agree, but that would, of course, would mean the strength of the goalpost would be...
No, in the padding. I'm not talking about the post.
There's Poulter, getting grumpy at the moment, you're challenging.
All the big issues covered here tonight.
We'll get back onto the footy. This man here, Luke Beveridge, would be delighted with what he's seen from his team for a long period now. Gone to Sparrow to a one-on-one. Jones in the front. Melcham did well and sort of slapped it out to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen could have gone for home. Unselfishly finds Fritsch. He was only 25 metres out with no one between he and the goal, but he felt the set shot up with the dead-eye Fritsch was better.
Smart again from Melcham. He's twice now been able to outmaneuver Liam Jones. I reckon they thought that was a throw. The Doggies fans scooped it out, as you described it, BT.
I reckon he whacked it, didn't he?
I think it was all right.
Yeah, I think it was probably okay. Here is Fritsch. Got to make it pay off now. Such a good play, and he does. So Melbourne get there first, the 19-minute mark.
Considering the domination, the scoreboard's okay. As the Dogs hit the post a couple of times, should be further in front, clearly.
Two of the great captains playing here tonight. Marcus Bonampelli, 5-time All-Australian, 5-time best and fairest, and of course Max Gawn, 6-time All-Australian, Premiership captain, and both sides also coached by Premiership coaches tonight, of course Luke Beveridge, and we know Simon Goodwin at Melbourne. Stacked of guys that have been high achievers.
First time in 3 weeks the Dogs have coughed up a first-term goal. Treloar. Darcy comes at the ball. It's belted away from him, Oliver. Gawn. Tolstrup out. Sparrow on the burst. Just wouldn't sit for him. Chandler had it spent before he got it. And then mown down by none other than Tom Liberatore.
Straight up, stand.
Bramble.
Move it on. Play it on.
Darcy hands to it. Woden.
Well done, Norton, to get an arm in.
Just feels like they've got it back on terms of touch here, Melbourne.
They just started winning some contests. Couldn't do that in the first 10 minutes. It's been pretty level the last 5 minutes, the contested possession, and that means Melbourne have had 4 inside 50s in a row.
Viney almost Rivers. Wobbles it forward. Wukukamas with the one hand. Fridge to Van Rooyen. Flicks it back into the path to Petty. Takes on the tackler. And the outside of the boot's not going to work.
Been a good little fight back here from the Demons, as Richo said. I think the last 5 inside 50s now, Richo.
That's right.
There's Lob. Rory Lob, another one that's playing a particular role in the Dogs lineup. And he's Wakefield. Little shuffler, got it to Langdon. Langdon banged it in again. Yet another opportunity for the Demons. Lob, little undecided, then saw English out of the corner of his eyes. Avoided the tackle nicely. The give and go from Garcia back to English. The Dogs get this running game. Vandermeer was important in it. Bailey Dale, low ball, not his best, but Norton couldn't make it work. And Lever, professionally, able to mop it up for the Demons.
Into the Lob direction. Cuts it off, and then a good ball finds Vandermeer. Made to fly. Bontempelli. Garcia. Now Norton.
So Rory Lobb, he's playing down back, and he's just see ball, get ball. He's not worrying too much about an opponent. He's just trying to mark and intercept, and I love when players play that way. Don't be preoccupied with your direct opponent. Just go after it. Try and win it. That's what he's doing, and that's why he's going well, Hodgie.
But it's also the confidence he's got with his kick. Yes, he dropped the mark, but he had no hesitation in trying to pull that down the line. Sets up this goal.
Already seen Norton do a good job from here. This looks more like he's going with the drop punt, more conventional style. And it just floats across the face.
Is that an easy mindset for perhaps a forward turned back to be able to just go? Because if you're a defender and you've learnt man all of your life, harder to leave, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, Brian. I think that's 100% what he is doing. And Liam Jones is very similar. You know, they don't get too preoccupied with whoever they're playing on.
Now, I was trying to caress it into a little pocket there. Cut off here. Oliver mops it up. Go on, that's a throw. The tackling from the Dogs, impressive. And this man here, Garcia, will get a look. Has he got the journey from here, Garcia?
And he's another role player. You know, Bramble, Garcia, West, Vandermeer.
Not looking confident.
Top of the goal square.
Garcia, exactly where Hodgie suggests. And it's amazing that players know where it's going and they can both read it.
Out to a 1v2. Petty's got to make this work. He keeps his feet. Further afield by hand to Fritsch. Melcham has it belted away from him. Petty follows up. Oh, great handball. Beautifully done. Holter. English. Lever made sure he went to ground and bought his defensive group a little bit of time.
So his direct opponent, Max gone there, back inside 50. So probably just work this around the 50. Try and get it back out this open side of the ground.
English is making his way in. Trying to get the goal.
Waitman has just come back onto the ground. Wandering inside 50 there on his own.
Giroud with the set-up kick. Gone in good shape to mark this. It's busted out of his hands. On his Wakeman. Not actually wanting to possess the ball. Howes did a pretty good job. Langdon. Danger here for Melbourne. It's now ultra danger because it's in the hands of the champ.
Oh, that's not true.
Melbourne think it's touched. They don't think it's touched.
It's a goal, just like to check with his man, please. Score review. Umpire call as a goal. Please confirm.
They don't look confident, Melbourne.
See, McDonald close to it, but he walked away as if he hadn't touched it. Did it brush his forearm?
Jeez, it doesn't look like it.
No.
That's a goal.
They're setting up.
Disappointed to cough that up. The player with clear access on the goal line. Soft call is a goal, so it has to be overturned, and I cannot see how that can be overturned.
Also great work from West there on the goal line.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see there is a gap between the ball and the Melbourne defender at all times. Decision on the scoreboard.
Bontempelli gets his first. And the Dogs have their fourth. You'd be hoping if you get a 2v1 on the goal line, one of the defenders would get a hand on that.
Just able to get enough space there, Bontempelli. Probably should have been touched, but it isn't. And that's now 27 goals this season for Marcus Bontempelli. As a midfielder, only Chad Warner at the Sydney Swans has more.
By Matt Stevic, perfect bounce in the middle. You know, Liver's got great hands, so is this man here, Trelaw. And the movement here, Bontempelli. At the back, Waitman, and his Wakefield there. McNeil waiting for help to arrive. Demons happy to find through Woden the boundary. But the Dogs, with a minute 19 in the quarter remaining, have yet another opportunity here.
Dominating clearances, 12-2 in the clearance areas.
19 entries in the first term. It has been a blistering Footscray start. Well done, Williams. Ugelhagen gets out of the tackle. Just too much heat for Richards.
Place the footy.
Roundhouse right, but only finding Ugelhagen. He's beaten for it by Viney. And he did well. Did well on lob. Very necessary mark. Fritsch in from the side. Melcham. Bontempelli getting back, and he's everywhere at the moment. Possession number 11. Norton to fly, and no one able to hang on.
Team Max, ultimate.
Simon Goodwin, a message to deliver. Poor heroes, Williams.
Max team.
Just 14 seconds in the quarter remaining. Right in the middle of neutral territory, right on the Toyota logo, as you can see. Viney, smothered by Williams. Bangs it high. Hustled under the ball was Norton, and well done by McDonald. Norton pumped his own ball. Tried to swing it back on the left, and time will run out here. So what a good start it was for the Dogs. Kicked the first three of the game. 4 for the quarter, quite a few misses as well. Melbourne just stemmed the bleeding ever so slightly towards the end there. 24-point lead.
All right, there we go, folks. It's quarter time here at Marvel Stadium, and it's the Dogs treating the Demons with absolute contempt. The Dogs running in waves. Melbourne struggling to get it down their forward line, and when they do, the Doggies defenders all over them. I tell you what, I don't know how Melbourne are going to kick much of a score tonight watching the first quarter, but let's hope they come back. They can find a way through everywhere and get back into this game. I tell you what, the Dogs have let them off with all their misses so far. 4 goals, 7-31. The Western Bulldogs, or Footscray, lead Melbourne Demons 1-1-7. Can you believe it? I tell you what, have a look at here. They were just on fire, and of course, there we go. Aaron Norton was the first goal scorer of the game for the Bulldogs, and they just were on fire. I tell you what, the Bulldogs were running in waves. They were running hard, they were running fast, they were running in waves. The Demons here, at about the 20-minute mark, finally got their first goal, got a little bit of a reprieve. Tina and Ben Mega Love, shout out, guap. Thanks for coming in. The manager's in the house. And they had those few minutes, or 5 or 7 minutes there of reprieve, and the Doggies started to power down again. Put one on late with the champ Bontempelli. I just want to say g'day to a few people. Halfwit, how you going, Squire? What's going on over there? Hey, Mark. Paul, thanks for that. Doing a bit of Google. It's retro round. As I said, it must be, it's got to be for all of them. Surely it's not just for the one, but it could be just for the old Footscray. Could be for the old Footscray. I'll tell you what. That's probably a good time they're wearing it. They're playing it like a premiership contender. They're on fire, the Dogs. They are on fire. Ryan, how you going, Squire? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I missed Waray's vlogs. I didn't realise she was saying goodbye to her channel. It's a bit sad we're not going to see Waray. Hopefully she's still around about in some form or other. There we go. Doggies are wearing their Footscray Guernsey with the old style collars. Celebrating 70 years since their premiership in 1954. So maybe it's just retro round for the Doggies. It may be. Chris Brown, how you going? Doggies be fourth on the ladder with a win tonight. They'll definitely, you know what? I would pretty much concede now 99.9% that the Doggies will win this game. So if you're voting, the votes are 64% and 36% for the Demons so far with the 14 votes. I think it'd be better for the Pies if Melbourne win. I think so too, without a doubt. We want all those teams hanging around 8th position to lose for the Pies. Melbourne have got to dig deep. Their season is on the line. If they lose tonight, it's curtains. It's lights out. It's see you later. Ta-da, bye-bye, babush. It's arrivederci. Ciao for now. We'll see you next year, Melbourne, if they lose tonight. What's going on, Lang? What's for dinner? What's happening? There we go. I tell you what, let's just have a little bit of a glance. At, I need to reload this, see the ball magnets are. And of course, it's the champion from the Bulldogs, Marcus Bontempelli, leading the way with 11 disposals. With 8 kicks, 3 handballs, 2 marks, 5 tackles, 2 clearances. I tell you what, he's up forward, he's down back, he's doing it all. I tell you what a star player. He leads, and have a look at this, 2 for the top 6 leading possession getters on the ground are all from the Dogs. So they're well and truly in control. I want to have a little bit of a quick look at the, we've got about a minute to go before the bounce of the ball. Just run through there. Treloar, he's going pretty good. He's looking pretty sharp out there. He's had 8 disposals. Trent Rivers, the leading for Melbourne with just the 6. Libbers out there doing well for the Doggies as well. Clayton Oliver, well, there we go. He's only had 5. He needs to lift. He's one of the gun midfielders there. Maxi Gawn with the 5 touches, the 8 hit-outs. He needs a big game too for the Demons to keep them in the game. You just scroll down here, a lot of low possessions, getters down here. And there's a couple of players there that haven't touched the ball as yet. But their inside 50 efficiency was pretty good, I think, for As we can see, the goal scorers Bailey Williams, Cody Waitman, Aaron Norton and Marcus Bontempelli for the Dogs. Bailey Fritsch was the only one for Melbourne. Let's just have a look at the disposals and then we can see the Dogs are already 36 ahead, using a lot more of the handball. They're doing the link up, chain up, run up. There we go. Look at the inside 50s, 19 to the Dogs for 11 scoring shots. That is, that's pretty incredible. 11 scoring shots for 19 inside 50s. And for Melbourne, 7 inside 50s. Well, I'm surprised they even got it in there that much. Pass away, Natine, mega love shout out, thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. Here, Lang Samai, BG cooking here. Oi, have you got enough? Have you got enough for all of us? There we go. 6-3 kicks to 1 in favour of the Dogs, but we're going to get back down to the ground. They're about to bounce the ball. Come on, Melbourne. Let's make a game of this.
Fire have Melbourne got a little bit of heart here. Can they dig in and make it a bit of a contest? We'll see it back at halftime.
Gone magnificently down to Rivers. And Oliver gets a holding free.
Time.
Sure, that helps. The Demons, they are out. Oliver, high ball forward. Van Rooyen jumps at the footy. It's held in. Brand will get a ball up. Sparrow touch ball. So play on is the call. No one's heard it. Even Van Rooyen hasn't heard it. Dale to Richards. Caulfield got it back to Richards. Cleverly done.
For Bailey Dale here. Good low kick. The Bowie didn't make great contact in this Wakefield. But Oliver did well. Scrapped it out of there, trying something. Nothing into something. A little bit unlucky to be pinned there. Tom de Vitore. Back inside. Robs to go short if he can. High ball put up here for English. Corner high plate. Made it hard. Holder needs a nice sitting bounce here. Bowie. Has to wait for it on his Wakefield. And it was difficult for him.
Richards immediately claimed. On the side of the ball there for Bontempelli. Jump at it. McNeil. Lob to the back. Petty trying to close him down. Jones. Back to Lob, he brings some pressure on himself. Caulfield now. Van Rooyen did well to stay involved. Bontempelli with brilliance. Long in the Darcy direction. Simple there for May in the end.
Read that like a book, Bontempelli, didn't he?
Oh, he's on fire. Up to 14 disposals. Already had 3 this quarter.
Look at that.
She's playing well.
What Gorn was doing with it, Richo.
Holding Melbourne.
English initiating the contact there. Holding. Memory is that Gordon's had a really good run against English over recent games, is he not?
Yeah, pretty good record. Obviously, really, he's doing a good job to be out there with that ankle. You can tell he's favouring it.
It's not necessarily strapping under that. It's an ankle brace that he's wearing. There's Van Rooyen. Duray tied up and the perfect tackle here.
Gee, they're long weeks when you're carrying an injury like that, just trying to get up week after week.
Richards, straight lines it. Rivers interrupts it.
This is better for Melbourne. The first 10 minutes of the game, Doggies were all over them. They're fighting in the contest a bit more, winning some clearances, contested possessions.
Liberatore. Around the body, Langdon. Free kick. Chandler.
Set that out on rings better. They were just coming out far too quickly in that first quarter, the Dogs.
The set-up kick from Chandler. Gone! Floats in beautifully.
Had 5 metres on English there.
Just that there. Let Maxie go and run. He's done that for years.
Superb delivery from Chandler. I just feel like Melbourne are going to have to take every one of their opportunities tonight. And there's one of them. Gawn hits the scoreboard for the first time tonight. More importantly, his club kicked the first of this second term.
We spoke earlier about English really spreading the ground. This time it was Gawn's turn. English has got to have more of a defensive focus on it. Needs to hit bodies. Don't let Maxie go and run through and float through the forward 50 all by himself.
He's half beaten already.
He sort of turned his back on that one there and just lost all sight of Gawn. Like, he should have been able to cover that there, English.
I'm with Roger. I'd like to see him show a bit more physicality in this game. I've seen him do it many, many times before. Langdon shoving it back. Lever. A direct long ball. A bit going on here. Jones will win the free.
Play the mark. Play the mark.
Obviously they've had it covered anyway.
It's no surprise Melbourne are back in the game because they're winning clearance 5-2 this quarter. The contested footy is 12-7.
I was going to ask you whether it was the Dogs that switched off or the Demons that switched on.
Just started winning the footy in close, Brian. Pretty simple. They didn't do any of that for the first 10 minutes of the game. You get that, you get inside 50s.
Riley Williams. The Dogs do here that resurrect things. Libba to Vandermeer. Now West puts it to the advantage of Norton. Set him up beautifully. McDonald, lovely defending. Still in the hunt here is Norton. He keeps his feet. And they have a win, the Demons. A nice win it was for them.
May, good hands.
I reckon Norton, he went to use his arms there. I think he could have just used his body, his hips a little bit better. There, made some earlier contact on McDonald. McDonald did well, but I reckon Norton would like his time again.
Ball didn't quite have enough to carry Williams. Trelaw, the short option. Ugelhagen always going to find that tough with Lever bearing down. So it's become a bit more of a grind, and that suits the Melbourne Footy Club. Liberatore walked into a tackle. Bontempelli brilliantly to Trelaw. And the Dogs have their first of this second term. Marcus Bontempelli is putting on a clinic. And a nice celebratory moment for the 250 gamer.
just so well done there at the stoppage, and all the Melbourne on ballers there, Viney, Oliver, they're all goal side, and they just allowed that easy feedback to Treloar. So this positioning not great there at that stoppage. Too much time and space to feed that ball back.
Treloar, 10 touches, and he's 250th. Richards with a clean clearance out of the middle of the kick. Didn't work so well for him. May flexes his muscle. Corn running with the flight of the foot. He was brave.
50 metres.
And 50 to go with it with the high tackle.
That's not 50 metres, that was in the contest.
I would have thought so too.
It was courageous by Max, he knew contact was coming, but
I mean, Max initiated by how courageous he was, didn't he?
100%.
I agree with that. That is
It's a
not
free kick. You could pay the free kick, but it's not a 50. You've got to try and make contact.
Gorn, a chance to kick consecutive goals for himself. Going to have to be able to kick at 50 though. Not one lead forthcoming. Gorn from 52 metres out. Jones with a thumping spoil. And I'm amazed with Max Gorn kicking from outside 50 that there was nothing on offer. No one was looking for the handball around the back. No one was short leading. Nothing.
He does like to reel out and have those big bombs from outside 50 at times, but it's low percentage, Brian. I've seen him kick them.
Neil Bullen. This is going to work now. Cozzy Pickett. Loves these scenarios. 28 goals for the year for Cozzy. Superb. Just brilliant. Well done.
This makes that look so easy, Cozzy.
Shelling peas, Richo.
Yeah, it is. One of the best in the business at those sort of kicks.
I reckon he's kicking 16 to 17 out of 20.
Yeah,
from there.
I agree.
Just blissfully skilled individual. Especially under the roof where there's no wind to worry about. Great finish.
this is why Cozzy is so dangerous. He would go in between, trying to lose his defender, try and put a block on. But as soon as that contest there, you've got to stay with him. It was Bramble who started with him. He tracks the ball, he loses it. Cozzy's smart enough, he's been playing long enough to spit forward to the stoppage. And if he gets a mark anywhere in goal, doesn't matter the angle, he's good enough to roll around and snap it. That's why the small little forwards are so dangerous at stoppages.
Darcy on the ruck here. Van Rooyen. Richards another centre clearance. McDonald and Norton. McDonald with the ground level win, as well as the aerial win as well. McVee trying to get on the bike. Bontempelli made it look easy. Vandermeer, low ball. Ugelhagen, nice grab at the end. He's been brought back inside. And I agree with Stephen Nails. I thought it was taken on the line. Let's have a look at the replay. Pies pulled him back. I thought the mark was completed by the time he arrived at the line. Anyway, a metre or two in it. Ugelhagen, that won't come back.
That was a great kick by Vandermeer. Ugelhagen may had no chance of getting a fist in.
Marcus Bontempelli, 16 possessions and 8 score involvements already. Only halfway through this second term, McDonald. Wide. Richards controlled that superbly. Difficult ball to handle, this one. Devine. Not sure where that kick's going. Straight to Buku Kamas. Bramble, they go back inside. Waitman had a couple to beat in the air. Howes. Lever. Out of play.
That's where Viney had nowhere to go. All the Melbourne forwards had squeezed up to try and put pressure on the Bulldogs. He's looked up. There's only Western Bulldogs defenders out there.
Good crowd in here tonight. So I see it, the Demons' first game here at Marvel this year. Dangerous setting ball, Hugo Hagen. Sensational straight up the middle lead.
Yeah, Stephen May is not moving that well at the moment. I saw the doctor out there with him.
He looks sore, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's something not right with him at the moment. The doc was definitely out with him for a while.
Looks like he's back to me, Joe.
Yeah, stiff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just looks stiff. And with the agility of Hugo Hagen, that's a big concern.
So directly in front, only 30 metres. That's pretty good. Dogs square it up at 2 apiece in the second. Positive lead for Hugo Hagen. Nice kick to finish. And Stephen May, Richo, he does look stiff.
A great centering kick here from Marcus Bontempelli, who's putting on a clinic, but that was only a 7-8 metre lead there from Hagen, and look how far behind Stephen May is. So he's got some issues with his body at the moment, and I think they've rolled that over now. Tom McDonald to Hagen.
Garcia, Dale, they're out again here, the Dogs. Trelaw. Liberatore's run on. Now Polter hacks it inside 50. Howes has got to really concentrate on this. Did it well. Tolstrup. Karmas can't hang on. Petty latches onto him. Law benefits from some really good ruck work there from English. Polter, Darcy, good grab, he wants to go fast, and that's why Vandermeer just got closed down. A free kick for a chop of the arms.
Chop of the arms, was it? I'd like to see that again. Tom McDonald was absolutely filthy. Jeez. Not a lot there.
Andy! He yanked the arm down though, Richard.
Oh, maybe a little bit.
He's not happy, is he?
No, he's filthy.
The 2 in a row here for Footscray. Vandermeer. Never got that online at all. In fact, also didn't make the distance. Bowie outside of the boot. Williams.
Along the boundary line he goes. Hugo Hagen offers the lead. And it'll be a throw-in, so they get over and congratulate Louise Wakefield for the defensive effort on him.
Jamara thought he should have got a free kick on that occasion.
There's those beautiful collars being turned inside out there. Well, look at him, looks like he's had a rough night at a nightclub, hasn't he?
I saw a couple of good old wool ones down there, Brian, before the game.
A couple of beauties around. Of course, Footscray tonight.
Tim English.
Reliving their heritage. Tim English gets the free here. Max having to contain himself. Just asked very politely what the issue was, and that's the issue. So Tim English now a chance to make it a 3-2 quarter. Gonna have to cover the distance. Inside left goal post he's got to be. From about 48 metres. That looks pretty good. Should come back a little, not enough. So an opportunity missed. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the half.
Accuracy working here for Melbourne. Not a great place to steer the ball. Polter came in. Hands off.
Well, their forward half intercept game is so strong at the moment. this Western Bulldogs team. I mean, last week against Sydney, they won time in forward half by 18 minutes. And it's similar tonight, 29 entries to 12.
English to Poulter. Tolstrup gets upended. Woden unable to break clear.
It's the sort of profile you want. Want you to go deep, isn't it? That forward half game they've got going.
And he kicked it straight into a player standing right next to him in West. Very tough in here.
Oliver and then Liver. There's not two harder guys on the deck, both having a crack at winning that footy.
Yeah, a couple of cats' heads there.
Yeah. Rivers. Dale. Spin was nice. English tries to swat the Langan tackle. Ball caught. So Langan with the free. Want to go sideways and perhaps a bit slower than the Dogs are looking to go.
That's the thing, when they go at this speed, switch it inside, it gives the Bulldogs time to get back.
Darcy couldn't quite knock it forward, let it get out over the back. Here's Wakefield to Woden.
There's just no speed on the ball from Melbourne. Dogs are set up nicely down the line.
Absolutely. Forcing to kick down the line here. Fritsch looking for a way through. Jones did well. Karmas, that's all he could do, really. Protect himself first of all, attack the footy knowing he was going to be tackled.
If you look at Jones, and Lobb, that's what they want. They want you to go slow ball movement, kick it in the air so they can either take an intercept mark or a big fist, as we just saw.
11 minutes since the last D's inside 50. We've got a chance here. Rivers on the up. Chandler missed. Good heat from McNeil. They spin it out of there. Duray walks into a pile of strife.
Richo, you are all over it. Stephen May has just come from the ground and he's going straight down to the rooms in the hands of the club medical staff. And he was grimacing, looked to be in a lot of pain down here.
Sparrow, Bontempelli. Poulter did nicely. Ugelhagen to the back. Great one-on-one win.
Used the body so well there, JB. I mean, he's picking up the flight of the ball really quickly. That's when you know you're in really good form as a key forward. Look at that, a direct one-on-one. He makes that early contact, which was really important there. He's seeing them well at the moment, Jamara.
For his second in a row, and to extend this lead, and the inaccuracy is becoming an issue.
Got a bit close there.
4 or 5 from set shots tonight, the Dogs, Richo.
Definitely got too close to the man on the mark.
There's McVee. Good ball to the advantage of Van Rooyen. Woden. It's kicked out to the outside of the boot magnificently. Bontempelli and Karmas there, and the calm of Bontempelli was created. Bramble. Back to Bontempelli. McNeil. Able to go down the line, that two-wayward. And to leave a free ball at half-back.
He's lucky he misjudged that punch there, Darcy. It would have been a 50. He went to punch it, just missed it.
Lever. Van Rooyen should mark and does. So to Melbourne people, they're just getting happier and happier with Jacob Van Rooyen by the week. Long one here. Fritsch to float. Across the face. Nicely marked.
I think he'd say...
And into the pocket. It's a Sparrow.
I reckon you could say, JB, with Van Rooyen in his 38th game, that as a key forward, he's tracking ahead of progress. It's a tough position. He's going really well.
You talk to them, Richo, down there, they love him. Love him as a player and as a person. Alex! Limited opportunities here for the Demons, so they must jump on him. Sparrow looks to have made good contact with that. It's a goal. Hang in.
I think Bristol was thinking that He kicked a few more goals in his first 38 games, Brian?
No, I didn't say a thing, Rich.
I just thought you were a little bit better than that at that point.
No, I think Van Rooyen has been outstanding.
Richo, you would have loved this as a forward. Caulfield in a perfect position. Fritsch on the outside just lets him get around him. There's no physicality. As a defender, if you're in the right position, you got to make sure you're pushing your forward away from the drop of the ball, the contest. You let him run around him, get an easy mark. Easy kick inside forward 50, which resulted in the goal.
If you could take a time out now, Hodgie, and talk to the Dogs, Luke Beveridge. If you were Luke Beveridge right now, what would you adjust or say? I'll come to you in a moment as Langdon pushes this high ball forward and spoil to Bramble from Caulfield, Libba to Bailey Dale. Bailey Dale to Richards. Little one to Bonampelli. Bonampelli goes inside 50. Darcy was at the back. Lever takes it away again. And caught almost with the footy was McVie. Dogs with that desperation, lock it in. Richards gets a look and misses to the left. Hodgie.
That would be one part. The composure inside forward 50. They've had 31 inside 50s for 6 goals, 11. So the composure, having a shot, find a better options, one. And the other, defensively, they need to be more physical. They've given up 4 goals. 2 of them have been from Caulfield's last effort, and then English let Maxi run into their forward 50.
Gawn just finds Lever. And it's going to be Oliver in front of Neil Bullen. As he head with his next kick, going in the Melksham direction. Doesn't let him down. He's got Van Rooyen out. Took too long to head in that direction, so now it's to the top of the square. Waitman bounces it out, gets past Sparrow. Howes taking in a really good tackle.
The Lobb defended that really well again then. Just kept his eye on the ball, wasn't worrying about Van Rooyen too much. But the spoil was really good as well, directed it down perfectly.
32-26 in the tackles. Melbourne's way at the moment. Doing the job in that area. Neil Bullen, Langdon and Poulter. Langdon working hard. Fritsch in support. Caulfield, can he track him down? Forced him to get rid of it. Sparrow, back to Fritsch. Got a little bit of time on the left. This would be a big goal, and it is. Lovely stuff from the Demons. He kicks his 250th goal, Bailey Fritsch. And a good one it was.
Kept the ball alive here. Well done from Langdon. Fritsch, you know how good he is as a finisher. Got that position there. If he has that amount of time, he loved it straight off the boot. So just finishing, 5 goals, 17 shots to 6. Look at that margin.
Well, suddenly a 4-goal to 2-term. Gawn, Oliver, Waitman brings it away. Belts it inside 50. Ugle-Hagan becoming a real issue.
He's getting some direct one-on-ones. He's their number 1 target. They go to him more than anyone else now.
Slightly down in his confidence, I feel, with his kicking at the moment.
So, BT, let's see how close he gets to the man on the mark this time. That was the problem last time.
1 goal 3 on the night.
I'm not quite sure his momentum's where he wants it to be.
The number 1 ranked forward in the game in the last month. That isn't going to work either.
That was better in terms of giving himself the space, but perhaps overcorrecting there. So just not, it's so much typifies a big tall forward down there. Confidence is, with set shot goal kicking is a really important thing. And there's Wakefield.
It's all mind. It's all in his mind now, BT. The doubts there. It's hard.
It's a beautiful kick.
Oh yeah, it's hard to correct mid-game if you start that way, because you're just starting to think negative now. You're overthinking it probably each time you have a shot.
You know you're only getting sort of 7 or 8 looks a game if you've had a good game, you know. McVee, gee, that's a good tackle. That's a way to get back into the game if he's not already. Richards with a pounding ball from 50 metres out, misses left.
Another thing there from Hugo Hagen, the physicality. You can see he's growing, he's got the confidence, whether it's in a marking contest or else the 2 or 3 big tackles that he's laid to kick the ball in the forward line.
Just 3 goals the margin. 6 goals, 13. And only one of them rushed, so they have been horribly inaccurate, the Dogs. Viney did nicely. Langdon to Fritz down the line. Shakes long. Goes to Van Rooyen. Well defended by Jones. English got eaten. Lob, little one. Can't get it through. And a ball up, a good result for Footscray.
That was the tackle on English. I don't know whether the head hit the ground, but it was an aggressive one from Langdon on a big man. Wrapped up both arms. May have been a little unlucky not to get the free there, English. For the dangerous tackle. Bonampelli knocks onto Norton, didn't get one that sat up for him. Melbourne allowed in here. Ugle-Hagan went without it. Tidied up in the end by Howes. So Melbourne responding here. Bramble with the spoil. The spin was nice. Lob. Dropped an absolute sitter in the superstar. A chesty for the Bont, and he can't believe it himself.
He has had it 21 times. Well, there's a tackle. English, he's probably lucky he got back up there because that's what they sort of look for, pinning with the arms. But English, no effect to him.
Little one from Richards. High footy. Away they go to gain the Demons. Just a couple of seconds left. They need someone to get on the end of this. Going to run out of time here for Petty.
Halftime draw brought to you by Industry Super Funds. When it comes to super, there's only one symbol to look for. It is hard to get your head around that scoreline right now. That has been a dominant first half of footy by the Western Bulldogs. Need Footscray tonight, and goal kicking is the thing that has let them down in a big, big way, and it's led to an 18-point lead. Can you believe it? Melbourne has outscored them in that second quarter, kicking 4 goals to 2, and played a hell of a lot better than they did in the first quarter, no question about that. The boys, 6 goals, 13, scoring every time they go in.
17 more inside 50s, if depending if Melbourne got that last one or not. But that was, I mean, that's a massive advantage in field position. Looking at scoring shots and to not be able to take more effect of that has the Demons, strangely still in the game.
Strange.
Well, their midfield hasn't been able to touch the football, so they've been all over them. Bond's had 20-odd. Clayton Oliver was the highest midfielder for Melbourne. He's had 10. Yeah. So there's 8 Bulldogs players who've had more than their highest midfielder, not including Langdon, who's out in the wing.
Well, let's go to Bontempelli, because the Harvey Norman halftime highlights can have you no other place to go. He's been a dominant player on the ground. Trelaw and Richards have been great sidekicks through the middle, but Melbourne have elected not to run with anyone, and I guess if that game were on in the first 8 to 10 minutes, it wouldn't have mattered who, if they had, because he couldn't put a fingernail on. He was just superb.
No, I mean, he was asked pre-game, Simon Goodwin, who was going to be tagged. He backed his own midfielders in against the midfield of Footscray, but he's had 21 disposals. Every second disposal has entered into a score assist. So a score involvement, sorry. So 10 score involvements. His movement through stoppages, and we'll show some vision in a minute, the Melbourne players getting stuck on the inside. He does it. He bursts through, takes the ball forward. He's had over 430 metres gained in a half of football as a midfielder. So he's been clean, taking the ball forward. He's been exceptional.
Was that those that you were sort of saying his sort of momentum through stoppage, and he's actually showing a real burst of pace. He looks like you can tell. Yeah, I mean, we're like this is the longest season that we will ever see played in the AFL. We're in the last month of the home and away, and Marcus Bontempelli looks like he's on top of the ground. Like
they haven't paid him any respect.
Well, he often plays that defensive sweeper spot, but tonight I feel like it's just a starting point, and he's just going 100 miles an hour straight through.
Yeah, they have not paid him any respect.
No, and they haven't. I think they respect him, but I think
but they're not in their actions and the way that they defend. They're certainly not.
I think it's also pointed to Richards, and it's pointed to the years that Treloar is having. That he hasn't had to be. Bont hasn't had to carry a load that he maybe has in years gone by, so he is going to hit September full of running, and it's a joy for Footscray supporters.
It's just a reminder tonight, is it? Is it a reminder of the footy world? Because we're saying,
you know what they're going to go? M. Bontempelli 3 votes at round 21, and that the whole Brownlow thing's going to get hot again. English v Gorman, you've been keeping an eye on that?
Yeah. Well, certainly English was good early, wasn't he? First quarter, he tested him. He wanted to charge forward. There was some great footage there, him charging forward, having shots at goal. But I thought Max responded in the second quarter. He helped his midfielders, but Max tried to test English going the other way and had a couple of shots at goal. He kicked the goal and had a longer shot that he missed. That's been a good battle.
Yeah, we look like 18 hit-outs each. So we look at that and we think, okay, well, hit-outs, but they've broken even there. But around the ground, it's been English's run and his willingness to get involved even in some of the Bulldogs' best run and carries versus Max Gawn's ability in the air. And his aerial work started coming to the fore in the second quarter and gave Melbourne players something to kick to because they weren't able to put chains of disposals together.
That was one of the failings of Footscray for the night when Max went down there and no one put a body on him or went to him at all. The clearance situation, not my area. Jordan, you can have a look at that in a minute. I thought the Bulldogs were going outside of the circle, like getting it out there into some space, which and they had runners on the end of it. The clearance numbers in the end were 26-14, 9-3 out of the centre.
Yeah, and it's all in the way that the Dogs were setting up. So we spoke about Melbourne trying to get inside and get that contested ball, and even if Melbourne were able to get the clearance, they couldn't clear. So I just love how much of the outside they're running. So you can just see there Treloar on Viney, Liberatore on Oliver, and then West just holding the inside. So if the ball does get spiked to the outside, they are the first ones onto it, and being able to clear and really be under no pressure to take the ball forward. So that happened countless times in the first quarter. I think it was arrested in the second.
Well, that all thanks to zero. It's a great pickup. And so those turnovers, so clearances are worry. Turnover's been a strength of the Western Bulldogs and their ability to defend turnover and then score off it. So tonight, they've kicked 4 goals 6 from turnover. Melbourne didn't kick their first goal from turnover until really, really late in that second quarter. We showed you that number pre-game. I think it was 149 turnovers. They've given up 6 goals.
6 goals. And that's come to the fore again. Their turnover game, both in offence and defence, has been really strong. Couple of things that I noticed, or a couple of kicks that Melbourne players did that I thought were uncharacteristic, but it looks to me like it might be coached, and that is to, there's nearly a panic. You wouldn't expect this from Clayton Oliver. Give that feedback handball, but just that kick, whether it's
training that,
or whether it's let's hold our 6 forwards forward. We're just saying, there's a couple of examples of 4 or 5 times where I thought that the Demons players, now from stoppage it's nearly to be expected, but in general transition, under no real heat.
Probably that perceived pressure.
And just kicking just willfully kicking forward without looking. It looks like it's been coached in some shape or form to try and get territory.
As someone who's watched them a lot, I think they're just getting good at it. I don't know whether they're being coached. I think they're just getting good. That Clayton Oliver.
You can lose your medal. I think so. You can lose your medal in tight when a side puts really good heat on you, keeps really good shape, and you're worried about where the next pressure player is coming from. That perceived pressure can force you to pressure kick a little bit. But, it's sort of stood out that first half.
What's happened to their turnover game, though? 3 or 4 years ago, they were unbelievable. They really set the trend in the AFL for those high half forwards, getting up, overwhelming at the contest, turning the ball over and then rushing it back inside 50.
Well, I think it's exactly what Bucks is pointing to and what Gaz is talking about. They're too busy they're too quick to get the ball to foot and get the ball out of that area and not use the shape like we've seen the Western Bulldogs use. They panic a little bit, I think, in the back half.
Western Bulldogs' ability to break tackles, or is it Melbourne's inability to stick a tackle, Bucks?
Well, it's a bit of both. These are the contests that are important. We this is still a physical game. It's a contact game. And when you get your opportunity to stick tackles, you need to stick them. So that's like the AFL average is 8 missed tackles. Now that's times when champion data believe that tackle should be stuck, and it's either don't argued or it's a fall over, and then it's an effective disposal on the other end. So that's 9 times where the Bulldogs have won that particular contest when they've had ball in hand, and that's why they look like they get out in space so often.
Our old coach Lee Matthews would be sitting at home and he would have turned the TV off because he would have switched off, because that was the main stat he used to put up, missed tackles. Right. He swore by that, and he wouldn't be happy with that.
Well, if it was 1 or 2, would we think that Melbourne would be better placed in the transition game, in the stoppage game, on the scoreboard? Absolutely, they would be.
Stop them at the source. The other thing is, and look, let's cut to the chase. The Western Bulldogs were the dominant team in that half, and this is your story right here. So we can talk about all these other aspects of it, but the bottom line is the 18-point margin is as flattering a margin as we've seen this year. Yeah. It should be 38, if not 48. And Jamara in the end had a dominant first half, couldn't finish off. So the fact that it's 18 points is a blessing for Melbourne, but by hell, they've done everything right, the Bulldogs, except finish.
The stat, 18 to 20, the 40%, and 17th in the comp, taking 3 scalps out of the top 3 in the last 3 weeks. That's scary when you think about it. When you get that right, what do you do?
Scary or exciting if you're a Footscray supporter, because they are hot and they have left the door slightly
Don't do
ajar.
it on grand final day, though. Well, don't do it in a big final, though, because the team will get it right. And it'll hurt you, and it'll be the reason why you lose a big game. So you don't want that trend to continue.
Correct, Brownie. Sage words. Let's take a break. Plenty more sports still to come here at Fox.
All right, there we go, folks. A little bit of feedback from the commentators there. Hey, Brett, how you going? Thanks for the share. Thanks, Tina, for hanging in there. B for games. Yeah, they caught up. The Dogs' inaccuracy kicking shows you in that second quarter there, where the Dogs put on 2 goals, 6 to the Demons, 4 straight goals. Tell you what, the Dogs would want to straighten up their kicking for goal. Anyone's game still, that's it. Well, if the Dogs keep missing like they do, Chris, it keeps the door open for Melbourne. You know, Hugo Hagan, who's looking the best forward by a long way on the ground, you just can't kick them straight there for the Doggies. And, of course, the Bont is absolutely on fire. So far, he's got the 3 votes. Without a doubt, he's got the 3 Brownlow votes up until half-time, but we'll see what happens in the second half. The commentator says, I tell you what, if the Dogs kicked those... I mean, there was a lot of goals there that they should have kicked. You know, they weren't that far... They weren't that far out, and they were pretty straight, but, you know, you just slid it left, slid it right of the goalpost. Going through from behind, 6 goals, 13. Should be doing a lot better than that. But the Dogs certainly on fire, certainly in control of this match. That being said, Melbourne did bring a little bit better pressure on that second quarter, and their forward line did bring better pressure as well. Even though the Doggies got a few marks inside 50 and shots on goal, Melbourne did pick their game up. Maxi Gawn was a bit better. He had a nice second quarter for the Demons. All right, let's go and have a look at the leading disposal getters on the ground at the moment. And, of course, it's a superstar, Marcus Bontempelli. And I think, didn't we say, just have a look at the lineup. Bontempelli? No? That's all right. I thought it was his milestone game. It's Trelaws. There we go. Anyway, Bontempelli, 21 disposals, 12 kicks, 9 handballs, 2 marks, 5 tackles, 3 clearances, and I think they said he was in 10 scoring involvements there for the Bont. So he's on fire. I tell you what, it looks like he is fresh and ready to go for the finals for the Bulldogs when it comes around in about 4 or 5 weeks' time. They are in hot form, hot form. Probably the only other 2 teams that are in form like the Dogs are probably Brisbane Lions and Hawthorn at the moment. There you go. And all those other sides will probably get in the finals. Brisbane are already there. They'll stay there, I'm sure of that. And, of course, Hawthorn trying to get in there. Anyway, Bailey Dale's having a good game there for the Doggies. 17 touches, 10 kicks, 7 handballs, 4 marks. Not too bad. Adam Treloar had a good first quarter, a little bit slower in the second, but he's doing well. He's chipped in there with a major. He's had 15, eight kicks, 7 handballs, 1 mark, 2 tackles, 3 clearances. So he's doing quite well. But he's been let off the chain, Marcus Bontempelli. Doesn't look like he's really got a tag there. Looks like he's just running freely to do as he pleases. And the big Bont is tearing him up. Caleb Poulter next best on 13 with Tommy Liberatore there for the Doggies. Ed Langdon, the highest possession getter out on the field for Melbourne with 13. 7 kicks, 6 handballs, 2 marks, 3 tackles, 3 clearances. Anyway, there's some low numbers there from some of the good midfielders there. Even Maxi Gawn, the ruckman, has got higher possessions than the midfielders there for the Demons. So they really need to lift. They need to bring their A game in this second half if they want to get into this match. And of course, it all goes down to whether the Doggies can kick straight or not, which will keep Melbourne in the game or not. If they straighten their kicking up, it'll probably good night nurse, lights out. But anyway, that's footy, folks. Anything can happen, as we've seen in the past weeks. This game's not over yet. Maxi Gawn there with the 12 touches. He had 7 kicks, 5 handballs, 5 marks, a tackle. He's had 19 hit-outs. He's about the same hit-outs with English there for the Doggies. They're level on par there, but Maxi Gawn's probably winning that duel between them. He's had the 2 clearances also. Ed Richards on 11. Let me keep going down. Clayton Oliver, when he gun midfields, he needs to lift. He needs to lift. He's having a shocking past few weeks. I tell you, he hasn't been going well at all, and he needs to really lift for his team to give them a chance. Vandermeer down there with 9, with Bowie and Rivers. Waitman on 8. Tim English, here we go. He's had the 8 possession. Maxi Gawn outdoing him. 17 hit-outs to him. And I think it was 19 to Maxi Gawn, but still going all right. 4-4, 3 marks. He's had a couple of clearances as well. Hugelhagen, he's the best forward on the ground by far. He's been their lead-up target, and he's hit him a few times. He's had the 4 marks. He's had the 6 kicks, and he's had 5 scoring shots, 1 goal, 4. So he's been quite inaccurate there. With those 4 behinds, at least 3 of those should have been majors, so it should have been 4-1, not 1-4. I'm sure in the second half, well, hopefully for the Doggies fans out there, he'll get his kicking boot on a little bit straighter. Too bad, though. He's had 3 tackles also. Good pressure for him up there, forward 50. Tom McDonald, 7. Howes and McVie, all 7 with Wakefield for the Demons. Nothing much happened. Fritsch there, he's still looking a little bit quiet, just with the 7 touches. 6 kicks, although he's kicked a couple of goals there for the Ds. That's what they need. They need him to keep on his bike and keep working hard. Jack Viney, he's having an awful game tonight, just the 5 touches. Unsighted Aaron Norton. Just the 4 touches, was the first goal scorer, so he didn't do a great deal. Sam Darcy's having a quiet game. He's usually one that he's out of the gates and having a big game there for the Doggies. He's nice and quiet, and I think that's good news for the Doggies, actually, because if he's on fire, then they are a stronger team. There we go. Woden with the 3. And that's about it for all them. Let's just go back and have a look at the goal scorers now. Who are the goal scorers on the ground? There we go. Bailey Fitch is the leading goal scorer on the ground for Melbourne. He's kicked 2, the only multiple goal scorer. Of course, you've got Bailey Williams, Waitman, Ugelhagen, Treloar, and Norton, and the big Marcus Bontempelli. All singles there for the Doggies. And Tom Sparrow, Pickett and Maxi Gawn have 1 for the Demons. This is the man we want to watch in the second half. Jamara Ugelhagen for the Dogs down forward. If he gets his kicking boot on, he's got the yips at the moment, as I said. He'll kick a bag, absolutely. The fantasy points, if you play the game there, Marcus Bontempelli, of course, he's leading the charge. He's 21 disposals. He got 86 points in the fantasy points game. Maxi Gawn, he's looking not too bad. He's doing his job there for the Demons. He's up to 70 points. Caleb Poulter, 63. Bailey Dale, 56. and the rest 55 and below. Let's take a little bit of a look now at the team stats. Let's see what's happening. And of course, it's the Western Bulldogs. They've had the play in this game so far. They're 43 disposals up. The kicks, well, the kicks are around similar. It's about 7 in front of the Doggies, but the handball, as I said, quarter time, they're getting the link and chain and the run going. 90 to 54 in the handballs. Inside 50s, 35 to 17. 19 scoring shots for the 35 inside 50s for the Doggies, with Melbourne just 6 scoring shots with a 17 inside 50s. At least Melbourne got in there a little bit more that time. It looked a little bit better when they did. So they're on the improvement, on the rise a little bit there. Disposal efficiency for the match, they're both teams down about 3% on their season's average, 70 and 67. Efficiency inside 50, well, both up a little bit. There we go, 62. Dogs up by about 12% there on their season's average. Melbourne round about season's average there on 47-1. Free kicks, 11 to 5. Nothing much happening there. Catch you on the flip side. No worries, Paul, if you got ahead, mate. Thanks for dropping in. And don't forget, Paul, tomorrow night is Scotty Pendlebury's 400th game for the Magpies. Big game coming up tomorrow night. Collingwood versus Carlton. Scotty Pendlebury, 5th player to reach the 400 game mark in the AFL. VFL. There we go. Should be a ripper. So the Dogs, 6 more free kicks, but nothing much has done anything to put the scores on the board through that. All in the field of play. The hit out, pretty even there. 22 to 20. Dogs by 2. Clearances, Dogs better there, of course. The Bond doing a bit of damage. 26 to 14. Dogs away. Centre clearances, 9 to 3. Dogs dominating. I said they're dominating in most aspects around the ground in this match so far. Stoppage clearances, 17 to 11. Dogs by 6 there. Let's have a look at the possessions contested. Well, they're about season's average. So the Dogs a little bit over, so they're both doing their job. Their uncontested possessions, 37 to the Doggies. Both a little bit under there as well. As you can see, the Dogs' season average is 234. They're only on 112 at the moment. Melbourne way under. Turnovers, Melbourne turning the ball over a little bit more through the severe pressure of the Doggies. But the Demons, they did bring a little bit of pressure also in that second quarter, which was great to see. The marks, pretty similar, 34-37. Marks inside 50, Melbourne hitting up a little bit in that second quarter. Hagen getting most of those marks for the Doggies inside 50. Contested 5 to 6. Defensive tackles 38-31. And the tackles inside 50, Dogs doing the damage there. All right, folks, we're back to the game. Umpire's about to bounce the ball. It is second half underway.
3/4 time.
I think Stephen May will be missing in action this half of footy. English into the middle.
Contact Melbourne.
Melbourne will get the free here. So I was told that May is on the ground. Came on very, very late to start that quarter now. Libba. Fritsch around the corner, got the bend on it. He cut off.
Disappointed with that, Bailey Fritsch. Normally gobbles them up. Riley West is out. Bowie's got to come back and impact. West thumps the handball. Bontempelli, magnificent. Inside 50, Waitman on the run, outside of the boot, and he converts. End-to-end stuff from the Dogs. Waitman gets his second. see this ball magnificently handled at ground level again by Bontempelli. Great finish from Waitman Abbey. Big story.
Yes, this is a massive story, guys. So Stephen May, unfortunately, at half-time, he couldn't get that back going. He was in a lot of pain, grimacing as he came from the ground. And there you can see him down in the rooms. So Daniel Turner comes on. The sub has been made for this third term.
Thanks, Abs. Bontempelli will get a high tackle here.
Bontempelli.
Only Dale, middle of the ground. Darcy, Lever did well. Both in the air and on the ground. Darcy, Ugle-Hagan tried to clear the path here for Bramble. Bramble gets a bit of a look. Bangs it on the boot. And just offline. Will be paid a mark. In fact, I think we'll have a look at this. But may well be behind here.
Believe it's a mark. We'll just make sure it was controlled before crossing the line.
Score review. Umpire's call is a mark. Could we please make sure it was controlled before the line?
My memory is that this particular goal umpire
Review
reviews
underway.
a lot.
He could have just backed himself there.
Boundary umpire's also got a pristine look at that.
Well, this will be paid a mark, won't it?
When you see these stills, so it's
Review
hard to know
complete.
when you've actually
Looking at this angle,
got
we can
full
see the
control.
ball is controlled prior to crossing the back of the scoring line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Correct decision made. Just feel like Hodgie, Melbourne have got to be careful here. This game could get away from them very quickly.
Well, you saw how dominant Doggies were in that first quarter. They just didn't kick straight up. So if they let them run free like they have,
Well, they've started this third like they started the first.
Gorn, hands to it, unable to take it. Out they come again, Bramble, Liberatore, Dale, Bontempelli. Libba with strength. Inside they go again, and Treloar snuck forward.
And Liberatore there, two of those hardball gets contested possessions that he just had. It kept the ball alive in their forward half. It kept it going their way. And now Treloar can kick a goal. There's his wife, Kim, taking a little photo.
Former Australian diamond, of course, gold medal champ from the Commonwealth Games in netball.
And second in a minute. Big start this for Footscray. Second of the night for Treloar in game number 250.
JB, you said Melbourne need to be careful here, and this is not what you want in the defensive 50. Chandler's just pointing him over. You need to follow the whole way there. You can't let someone as experienced as Treloar go into that 450, but in his 250, kicks a beautiful goal, looks up at the family, and the family are pretty happy with it.
Gives the love heart up to his wife, Kim.
There's Dunkley, Treloar's a teammate, great mate.
Yep, here is Treloar again. Possession number 17, Ugle-Hagan. Neil hard at it. Looks like they've regained their vigour here and fight the Dogs.
Holding, Bulldogs.
So Ugle-Hagan will get the free again. Dogs looking to go deep inside their 50.
Bontempelli pushing forward. He's a good target.
Good matchup. And 50-metre penalty here. So this will come down within 20 metres, and Max Gawn has to come in and tell Tom McDonald to go away. We'll knock top another 50. Right to the goal square.
Here, right here.
And Tom
Furthest
McDonald
infringement, straight in front. Furthest infringement, straight in front. Andy.
is being pushed away again here by Maxi Gawn.
Yes, that's against McDonald there, just throwing Waitman to the ground.
Ugle-Hagan kicks his second. Great start here for the Dogs again. They've kicked 3 inside 6 minutes. Ugle-Hagan with his second.
Waitman's trying to do the right thing, but you see why McDonald's frustrated. Waitman's holding on to him there, but all the umpire saw was a 6'3" bloke throw him to the ground, and if that's all the umpire saw, it's a definite 50-metre penalty. But
often they see the retaliator.
You can understand what Waitman was trying to do, but you can also understand the frustration of McDonald getting held off the ball.
Blink of an eye, it's 36 points. The Demons need to regroup quickly. English. Bontempelli. Probably the only mistake he's made for the game. Sat on his back.
They're getting that run and carry going again that they had early in the game. Just look at that, 12 score involvements.
Magnificent ruck work there from Gawn. Here's Neil Bullock.
I think Stevie J's got the record for score involvements. I think he had 27 or 28 in a game.
Works around a couple and then superb smother from Williams. All the little things they're doing well. Lob, Trelaw. Hagen really starting to cause some problems. Turner on him. Long ball forward. McDonald takes a very nice mark. Let's go.
He's teetering, Tony McDonald. He's
great kick for Gawn.
He's a bit frustrated.
Oliver, let's stand under this and get crunched by Jones.
So that's where Melbourne look a bit confused. They know we're on for the switch. There's May, very ginger, that back complaint.
Maybe even ribs, Hodgie as well involved.
You're going back to Melbourne's ball move. They were set up for a switch, but they've gone a bit defensive and just trying to play safe down the line. Bulldogs are ready for it.
Just look like they're a little more up for the fight now than they were in that second quarter here, the Dogs.
Arms free. Keep your arms free, lads.
That's where they're going to need to be. Hopefully Beveridge's side are going to hang on here. Back out to 36 points inside the first 7 minutes of this third quarter. Garcia.
Contact, Melbourne.
Be a free going away at Rivers. Side base ball to Bowie. Lever, if he wants to risk it wide to Turner, he instead goes straight up the middle, and that's the way to go. And here we go with Sparrow.
Haven't seen much of that from the D's. It's been pretty slow kicking over the mark, but it's the handball received there in the corridor, keeps the ball moving. And it just doesn't allow defences to set up properly when you get that handball received. So that's better for Melbourne.
Yeah, nice kick. Really beautifully done. And now Rivers directly in front from right on the 50. It's pretty good. Goal umpire hasn't really moved. Sparrow kicks the goal. It's his second. Said it was Rivers there coming in, but it was Sparrow. So 3 goals to 1 in the quarter here now. And with the Dogs, 30-point lead.
It's just changing those angles, getting into the corridor. You can see the defenders have got their back towards the ball. They're worried about their opponent, and with a quick handball receive, lowering the vision, it just opens up holes in the Western Bulldogs zone. It's a nice bit of play that the Doggies, that Melbourne have put on tonight, opened everything up.
Darcy and Van Rooyen, Richards dribbles it to centre half forward. Lever had to control it. Bowie did pretty well. Turner. Dale came in and broke that up in the air. Just that work when they don't have the ball is what's really bounced into the Western Bulldogs footy in the last month or so. They are looming. Darcy into the back of Van Warren.
Melbourne. Here. Time. Stand. Stand.
Petty. Well done.
Stand.
He goes quick, fritches one out.
Poulter's going to fold back. And find Darcy.
It wasn't a great kick by Petty. Slacked the height and depth in the kick. That was a nice spoil by Sparrow. I'm sure that Bontempelli wasn't on his way.
Sparrow's very tight on Bond. Dominated the first half, had too much space.
25 touches for Bontempelli. Goldstrip was able to get the quick release handball here. Ramble the front centre, Pickett worrying him out of it. Neil Bullen, although spun, still had time to get rid of it. Petty, Goldstrip again. Bit of a loose ball. Thomas, allowing Fritch to get to the mark there. Could have almost been 50.
Yes, found Richards. That's the space there for Williams. Bramble bounces his way to half forward and finds Norton outside 50. High ball. Two big targets. Bontempelli's one of them.
Yeah, their metres gained by handball is one of the big difference in the game here, the Western Bulldogs. Out of that outer wing, they're getting the ball moving forward, and you're just allowing them to get these sort of opportunities, one out deep forward.
For his second of the night, he is making a big Brownlow statement. Twice, he's been second in that award. I don't think there's a person who watches our great game and doesn't think that at some stage he is deserving of the game's highest honour.
It's got to be on his CV when he retires the Bond. Unbelievably consistent. Love this from Norton. Just wheel and go. He understands behind him. He's got one out opportunities. Jamara gets tied up with his direct opponent, and have a look at those numbers. Well, he's kicked 28 goals for the year, Richo, to this point in time. His best ever season is 31 as a mid come forward, so he's going to better that. Yeah, it certainly is.
Beautiful bounce by Wallace in the middle. Oliver. Bontempelli, if he doesn't win a Brownlow before he finishes, Richo, there's something wrong, I suggest.
Some big players haven't won them, though.
Yes, that is very, very true.
Yeah, Lethal didn't win one.
Yeah, Lethal and
Wayne Carey,
Kevin Bartlett.
Yeah.
A lot of good players, as you say, and there's many more. McVee, there's Bailey Dale, Kieran Handball Garcia, Poulter. So starting to get wind up now, the machine here. Vandermeer with a real hopeful one. Libber and Viney, two hard nuts go at it. No one wins that. So the Dogs up for the fight, 36-point leaders.
Last whistle again. To people at the Western Bulldogs, they love Sam Darcy when he wanders into this part of the ground. He's evolving as a footballer, but I really like what he brings from a physicality point of view to those ruck contests when he heads in there. As Duray is taken out by Tolstry.
Just first to the ground, balls two at the moment, the Western Bulldogs. When the ball hits the ground, they just seem to have more numbers getting over in support.
Thumped over the line by Big Max.
The 11 ground ball gets to 5 so far in this third quarter. That's just hard work. That's just work rate.
Set, 1 metre.
Ball to the front. Oliver Bradbury didn't have it, so he'll get the free kick.
Stand.
Goes with the set-up kick, looking for Van Roy, and he came hard at it. Cozzy Pickett, magnificently smothered. Williams throws it on the boot. It gets past Moniz Wakefield, but he goes back and finds it. Handball to Pickett, didn't work. But Pickett, what about that? Left foot ball for Fritsch.
He put the step on him, Pickett.
Yep.
Clean dance. Fantastic. He's happy too.
And these Wakefield enjoyed it as well. That's a little fumble, and then cleaned up the mess. Fritsch has a couple. Brought up 250 with his second. Across the face and just to behind.
Tory down the middle there. It's worked too. Yeah, Holter got no one in front of the footy. Wants to see if he can get a friendly bounce here. Needs to bite back to the left, and it does. Was it touched? Well, he had to be hopeful of a nice bounce. No one was there. And a little bit of leg spin, I guess, to help him at the end. It is a 5-goal to 1 quarter for the Dogs.
This is just smart, getting out the back. Surge kick from Treloar, but he had a few teammates telling him just to slow down. Probably didn't need to rush this, but get it in there, get a little bit of luck yourself. A nice little leg spin turn, desperation dive. Once again, it's just a centimetre away. Another goal to the Dogs.
Some worrying times here for Melbourne as
Melbourne straight away. Outside 5.
Held on to it.
5.
Gets around English. Fritsch to fly. The front was lobbed. Through comes Pickett. No real contact on that ball at all. Melcham in the air. Made Jones earn it. Finey tries to bullock his way through it. It's tough to do with Liberatore in the area. Tolstrup all the way back. Moniz Wakefield. Well read.
Does he release straight away? And Bramble finds someone here. Vandermeer's made good ground. He ignores that, and the area Vandermeer ran from is this area where Bonampello was able to run into it. Back to Bramble. Bramble inside 50. Darcy.
Straight away.
Tom McDonald thought he conceded 50 when he heard that whistle. He's been pretty grumpy tonight, Tom. He's on the edge. He is frustrated. He is frustrated. Just shakes his head in disbelief. Darcy has got to kick this from outside 50. Kick on the way, a little bit to the left of goals and help through there by Turner. The sub who's been activated as a result of May leaving the arena.
I love this from the Bulldogs. The big torpy down the middle, and you can see Poulter got out the back there. I reckon that's a little set play on the kick-in that worked perfectly for them. That doesn't come off very often, those sort of plays, but that was fantastic by the Doggies.
Fly from Mitchell. Neil Bullen through traffic, did well. Colstrop. Really nice for Chandler. Fritsch is out. He just couldn't get access to him. Did well though to get into Rivers. Rivers plays on and kicks a goal. Second of this third term for Melbourne. A nice running goal from Trent Rivers, who is getting some midfield minutes in the absence of Petrarca and retirement of Brayshaw and a few exiting that part of the ground, and he's all the better for it.
That was the best that Melbourne have moved the ball in a long time. Putting the ball into space, bit of composure, waiting for teammates to catch up. That's more importantly, kicking that goal to finish it off.
He's had a good quarter, Rivers. So they're developing a midfielder here for the future. 3 clearances this quarter. He's going well.
Almost as if they're trying to develop this team on the run, Richo, and go to the next generation without really taking a breath, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of young players out there.
And here he's gone. And trying to stay competitive while doing that is no easy assignment.
That's the challenge, isn't it? Geelong have done that. Sydney have done that so well for so long.
Garcia at the back door. Poulter has got the kick away. Inside 50. Lever with a timely fist. Duray. Scorn works him over. West on his non-preferred left side. High ball. Bonds almost had the body then. Missed as he tried to bump.
Oh, he's frustrated, Bod. He had perfect position there. Could have put your house on him marking that and just unfortunately slipped over.
Rivers dribbles it to Garcia. And that's gone. Talk about that evolving Melbourne midfield, Richo. McVee is the other one that they expect to go up there in the next 12 months. He's been superb behind the footy, but that's the next part of his evolution. So they've got some real talent.
Well, McVee, 45 games now.
Van Rooyen just under the footy. Fritsch. Some Bulldogs.
I would suggest, Joe, they need to find, and they haven't, for want of looking, a forward or two, key forward or two. Now, they've tried many, and so they've been on the lookout. They just haven't worked out.
Well, Van Rooyen's definitely one for the next 10.
Need someone to go with him, though.
Yeah, that's, well, you need a couple, obviously, yeah. Sigourn, he gets caught in this contest here, and English goes, all right, I'm going to push into space.
That's the thing, it's a question with Gawn. Do you go to the contest or do you stay on English? I'd prefer him to continue to go to that contest. Take that intercept mark, get the ball going back the other way.
So English, 35 to 40 metres out. To make it a 6-goal quarter. He misses.
To Muniz Wakefield. Back to Bowie. The long Montempelli gets beyond him, and McDonald might have moved up the ground. He swings and goes in the Fritsch direction. How well controlled was that against a really good opponent? And he goes fast inside 50 to Van Rooyen, who takes it. Chance to kick back-to-back goals here. Get this margin to 31 points. Very skillful player, Bailey Fritsch. And Ryan just going to sneak that through.
Game. It's 55 goals now, Bristol. We talked earlier about where you saw yourself after 38 games.
I'm still learning to do my boots up, Richard.
You had 149 goals, actually. So,
He knew that. I didn't know that at all.
Started pretty well, the big fella.
He just needs someone to help him.
Yeah, he does. You need two key forwards.
That's a great mark by Bailey Fritsch.
This is the difference. Their last 3 or 4 inside 50s, they've been able to compose themselves.
I think we've got a score review, have we?
Yep, we are waiting on one.
Score review. She touched off the boot. It didn't look like the poster. Oh, there you go.
So they're taking the Van Rooyen goal away.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball hits the post and there is a spike on each as the ball goes past. Decision on the scoreboard.
So that happened as a matter of course of the review of all goals when it goes back to the middle. And that goal has been deducted.
Well, there's one person who switched on, Lockie Bramble. He's the only person in the whole stadium who thought that may have flicked the post. Unlucky for Melbourne, they started with a little bit of momentum the last 5 to 10 minutes.
It was an illusion, that shot. It looked like it went through, didn't it?
It certainly did. And Norton get the free here. High tackle.
They're coming nuts. Play on.
He does. The kick was forward in the middle of Rivers able to chop it off. Can he get it and go? He can certainly go wide with it. And he'll find Woden out there.
Dan Turner. Van Rooyen to jump again. English in front, too tall.
Just a great mark from English. He was smart enough to be close enough to Maxi to deter them going to Max, but then was smart enough when the ball went over, was able to drop back into the hole.
Torre to Duray. Bontempelli to fly. Wakeman. Hagen. Howes did well. In fact, it was McVee.
He worked so hard there to get back and intercept that ball, McVee. Saved the goal.
Long one looking for, but not finding that score. Thought he'd been held out of it. He did. Duray, in the end, did well.
An important player in the Stocks team, Duray. Ball to Richards. Straightens that up. Wakeman was there, decided to get set for the front and centre. Wise decision. English took them on, tried to crash through them. Lucky. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Look at the clearances. 9 of the last 10 clearances for the Demons. Haven't been able to turn them into scores though. Langdon. Wakeman! Too much bend. 2 tonight has Cody Wakeman.
Like Howes. High and wide. Donald has not been happy pretty much for the whole night. He's gone forward. See if he can make something happen here for the Demons. Rivers. Head over it. Bowie straight to Poulter. Poulter, Wakeman. Tough for him against Lever.
This is a connection point. Ugle-Hagen's been so good, but he just needs to sit it out, put it a little bit wider. He's tried to pierce it, which has given him an opportunity to get the spoil in. Wake the ball, put it a little bit higher, and let West run onto it.
English in front here this time.
Ugle-Hagen, the interception.
And missed. 37-point lead here. The Western Bulldogs, almost at three-quarter time. McVee to Woden. There's Caleb Daniel getting some instructions to sub for the Dogs, so obviously he'll be utilised shortly as well. Caleb Daniel. Still sitting in the back row though is Caleb Daniel, so not just yet. I think he'll wait until three-quarter time perhaps. Meantime, McNeil with a very, very high footy mark that if you can. Norton high. West was tracking it. Neil Bullen gave it to Viney. Spun out of one into another. Umpire Wallace will ball it up.
Good fly from Big Ian Norton. Well done by McNeil. Got it to Dale. Jams it down the throat of Max Gawn. 30 seconds left. Can he generate something from here? Sparrow. Van Rooyen in from the side provides a contest. Neil Bullen. And McDonald. Probably kick after the siren. Get it back to 32 points. And that's the sort of night he's had.
All right, three-quarter time here at Marvel Stadium, and the Bulldogs go marching on 11-17-83 to Melbourne 7-3-45. The only good thing for Melbourne is they're kicking accurate. As the Bulldogs in that quarter, they put on 5 goals for. They had their kicking boot on a little bit better in that quarter, kicking a few more goals, which was good to see. Melbourne putting on 2 goals too. Yo, Addy G, welcome in. Squire, welcome in. Did fans rock up to tonight's game? Freddie Kruger, how you going? How you going? Well, I tell you what, if they did, I'm sure a lot of them will be leaving this game pretty early. If not now, maybe 10 minutes time into the final quarter, they'll be heading to their cards, I reckon. Come on, Melbourne for the Hawks. Hey, Logan, 1, 2, 3. How you going? Unfortunately, the Dogs have been in full control of this match. The only reason the margin is, well, let's say, not 60-odd points, 70 points, is that the Bulldogs have been kicking with the yips. They've been missing a lot of simple goals that they should have been getting. Let's have a quick look now and have a look at the possession getter on the ground. And of course, Marcus Bontempelli, the man. Only 7 touches, I think, in that third quarter. He's up to 28, 14-14, 5 marks. 12 tackles, 4 clearances, and I think he's been in about 12 to 14 scoring involvements. So definitely, I think 3 votes may be coming his way. Bailey Dale's having a good one. Adam Treloar's actually having a good game there for the Doggies. He's looking pretty sharp as well with his 2 goals out of 13 kicks, 22 disposals. Trent Rivers, by far the best out there, 19 for Melbourne. Who was the other one? Clayton Oliver. I tell you what, they've got to do something with him, Melbourne. I know he's in the midfield, but stick him down back or up forward or something. Do something different with him because he's doing absolutely zero tonight. Ugle-Hagen, there we go. I think he kicked one goal in that quarter. At least he kicked that one straight through his major, but he did kick that from about 8 metres directly in front, so there was no way he was going to miss that one. Being said, he's still the best forward out there at the moment. 12 disposals, 10 kicks. He's kicked 2 goals, 5. Tim English wasn't too bad of a quarter there from him. He did reasonably well there for the Doggies with up to 12 touches, 21 hit-outs. So we just come back down. Of course, Stephen May for Melbourne, he was subbed out. He went off with a crook back. He had the niggles in the back, and he looked very gingerly, so he didn't come back on the ground. So he's been subbed out. Fritsch there with the 10 touches. He's kicked a couple. Jack Viney, he's just having a poor game. He'll want to forget that. He'll be looking for the final siren to go home, hop into bed and go to sleep and forget about this game ever came around. There are your stats for your players up until 3/4 time. We're not too far away off the bounce of the ball. Of course, the other game that's been played this evening, we'll probably cover the second half of that, and that's the West Coast Eagles and the Gold Coast Suns. 12 minutes into the second quarter there, and it's the Gold Coast Suns leading 29 to the West Coast Eagles 26, only 3 points in it, so we'll cover over to that game straight after this game finishes and we wrap this game up. We'll be over there for the second half, so stay tuned for that. Just the goal scorers, let's have a little bit of a look there. Cody Waitman, Ugel Agan, Adam Trelaw and the Bont, they've all got 2 each for the Doggies. We've got Sparrow and Fritz, 2 for the Ds. Also got Rivers, Poulter, Pickett, Norton and Maxi Gawn. All got singles for the players. Let's have a quick look at the AFL fantasy points. And of course, Marcus Bontempelli, the only one to top the 100 so far. He's on 115. Maxi Gawn, next best for the Ds on 98. And the rest below that. Let's just have a quick peek, folks. What do you reckon? Let's have a look at the live ladder. This is the live ladder. The live ladder. So the Doggies have gone from 8th on the ladder prior to this game, and we turn the live ladder on. And of course, they've got the Doggies down to win, and as it stops now, I'll move up into 4th position on 48, 120, 1.8 their percentage. They're closing in sharply on Fremantle. Tell you what, Fremantle better come out and win, Addy G, for you. Keep you a happy man, keep you in the top 3, top 4. You Muppets, that's it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, can you believe it? The Doggies up into 4th after a victory tonight. And of course, Collingwood will beat Carlton, so Carlton will probably stay there. hoping. Got to do it for Pendle's 400th. And of course, Gold Coast, with that live ladder, they'll move up to 11th. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? There we go. All right, let's get back to the game, folks, because the ball's about to bounce in about 50-odd seconds, so we're going to just take you back down there to the commentators, and they will take us into the final quarter. Let's hope we get a little bit of a revive from Melbourne, get a little bit of excitement back into this game. All right, the Bont is out there. Everyone's out there. Let's take it back out to the commentators for the final quarter. Western Bulldogs against Melbourne lead 83-45.
Like that, points for turnover in favour of the Western Bulldogs or Footscray. It's been a bit of a one-way traffic. See what happens in this last quarter. We'll see you post-game.
Heavy lead at the moment enjoyed by the Dogs. What can Melbourne do? Dale, beautiful pickup to Garcia. Scoring shots to 10. They're firing on pretty much all of the cylinders. As you see, the sub has been fired in.
It's been activated, JB, and it's Tom Liberatore that's out of the action for the 4th term.
There was a long one here. Petty tried to come in from the side. Darcy stood up well. Bontempelli, squaring ball. McVie has got to go. He does. Lever misses with the handball. The seas part for Richards, who kicks a goal. goes to the final turn to Footscray and Ed Richards.
Described it, JB, the seas part. That's what tends to happen for good players, and Ed Richards is a really good player now. What a year he's having. Just opened up for him, good composure, didn't rush things. What a season he's putting together. One of the reasons the Dogs are going well has been his move mid.
Absolutely, it's almost coincided with that, Richo. It was Langdon, I think that happened in round 6, round 8, somewhere around about there. Carmus. That is too long. That should be a free kick for McDonald, and he'll be pleased about that.
That's our card.
Brett Roseman, one of our most experienced. Right there on the spot. Centering ball here to Gawn. Now, Gawn's marked this on 50. Now, we have seen him kick the odd goal from 50. We saw him miss one from some of the distance tonight. And then now Lever's trying to run past, but no interest for Max. He does that, and I'm bewildered by that.
That's twice tonight, but it's landed about 2 or 3 metres out. It's probably just, he has kicked them before, but I think the percentage probably says put it to about 15 metres out.
If he was fully fit, understand, but go to the top of the goal square.
Viney. And he gets a horrible bounce. By the way, Bulldogs percentage now up to 122. Second best of any team in the comp. And as we get ready for finals in a month or so's time, that's going to matter.
Jack McRae there, he had 43 in the VFL, I think, which was played today. Richo. And there's, I'll come to you in a moment, just a little bit of news on Libber on the bench. I'll get the reason why he's come off. There is Holter inside. Darcy the target. Gee, that was well defended, although the umpire is going to say he's knocked the arm. Vandermeer plays on. Norton, top of the goals. Good stuff. And Abs Liberatore on the bench.
Yes, I've just spoken to the club. It is purely management from their perspective. So certainly no injury concerns there for Libber.
Good news. In the meantime, Norton to line up here. Directly in front here, Norton. No problems at all. Norton with his second. Bits now.
That was just great ball movement from Doggies right from the back end. Just there was a composed way the whole way, no risk were taken. And then normally you don't take advantage in that forward 50, but Norton was all by himself. Good strong hands. They just dominated all night, the Doggies. They look good.
So they look hope ahead of the ball, don't they? When they're getting this sort of supply, they've got real weaponry inside 50. Although Woden might have been taken high.
Well, they're top 4 for defence and attack, and they're stingy at the moment down back.
McVee streams away. Almost McDonald. It's going to come back in. Taken by Taj Woden. Short one here to Neil Bullock. Alex Neil Bullock. The set-up kick is a good one. Unable to take it, McDonald. Stack of players back here. English, the handball received. Taj Woden did well.
I think if English had his time again, just in the defensive 50, he's got to be safe. Even if it was a 2v1 long down the line, just get it as far away as you can and then man up from there.
He had one-on-ones down the line, you can see there.
Just the 2 goals in his 18 and a half game career, or 18 and 3/4 for this emerging talent. That looks like it's online, and it's got the trip. Well done. Son of a gun. It's his first of the night.
And there's English. You can go long down the line to 1v1s. You try to go to Trelaw. It was great. Whoa. Just to understand where his eyes were, read the play, went in there, took the mark, and finished off with a nice goal.
To the middle we go. And as he often does, Trelaw was in the hunt. McVee here.
Thank you. Just here. Clean him up.
Richards. And Roy strikes it well. At the top as well, so good doing this. He's going to go to McNeil and then realised he was checked and marked, and English now with a risky handball to Garcia. Neil Bullen forcing him backwards, and you won't get through him. Caulfield took him on and didn't have the evasive skills to get around him in the end. A fierce competitor is Alex Neil Bullen. High footy, trying to get a run at McDonald as well, but getting back there, the big man English.
There was a bit of a rush of blood there. They had Love, they had English, they had Dale back there. I wish he was held up a little bit.
Trelaw's out. Hagen offering a long option. Vandermeer, the shorter one. Bontempelli's been superb. Turns on a dime. Darcy at the top of the square. Petty wrapped up.
That was outstanding. Adam Trelaw to give you that outlet run out of your D50. He's always been a gut runner his whole career, and he was able to take that from attack to offence really quickly because of his work rate.
Hold it, bring it, please. Take it. Yeah.
And the ruckman touch it. Waitman comes through, and there's... it looked a bit worrying, didn't it? Hagen comes up with the ball.
Sometimes the player can help. I'm not sure that was the occasion on there, though. Here's Waitman. Tuna ramping him up, and another aggressive tackle.
He's had a massive clearance sprint in the second half, but just haven't really been able to get anything going from that advantage.
Darcy tries to extract. It's taken away by Viney. Just in desperation. Through traffic, Neil Bullen got him over that runner here as well. Did well to get it to Pickett. Pickett from 50 with a low shooter. Look at that. Perfection. Two in a row for the Demons.
Well, that was something from clearance down back. Coast to coast, nice finish, Cozzy. The crucial ball there for Neil Bullen, and they're able to get in behind the Dogs' defence. They really pressed up. And just summed that up perfectly. Cozzy just drilled it low. Couple of goals for him.
Here we go. Straight back. Getting some respectability into this scoreboard here. A little bit of it anyway. Daniel, slight fumble. And near ball held on. So where are we at with Melbourne? Richo, go back to January and you say to Simon Goodwin, you're going to lose Angus Brayshaw for the whole season and Christian Petrarca for most of it. I reckon he'd say we're in trouble. They're two of their most important players.
And that's been where the drop's been with their contested footy. I mean, for 3 years, Melbourne were just number one in that area.
Vandermeer. I know injuries are an inevitability, but when you lose players who are that good...
I mean, they're A-graders. I mean, you couldn't have, expected that to happen to Brayshaw. Petrarca out for the year. Oliver off a limited preparation. That's a lot of contested footy lost.
So a couple of injuries, yes, and not a lot, but a couple. But also at the same time with those important injuries, trying to rebuild your club while remaining competitive.
It's a tough, and it's the situation that, Geelong and Sydney have been so good at. They're just able to do that and bring, young players in, but not too many at once, but bring a couple in at a time while you've still got plenty of experience. And, it's an art form to try and get that right.
McVee, one there that JB mentioned, will probably see the midfield in the not-too-distant future. Richards to Bramble, been a really good get for the Dogs as Bramble. Solid, reliable, dependable is Bramble.
And because they haven't been winning the contest and the clearance as much, that was a no-brainer for them for 3 years, and that allowed their defence to really set up behind the footy well with May and Lever. So they've been exposed a little bit more to some one-on-ones this year.
Early Dale looking for Ugle-Hagan immediately. But he did well to defend without infringing. And then Ugle-Hagan did well to not allow the ball to be cleared outside the 50.
It's also the goal kickers. If you look at both sides here today, the Doggies have had 5 players that have kicked over 20 goals this year. So a fair spread where Melbourne have had their 3. Van Rooyen, Fridge and Pickett.
But that's 6, sorry. 6? Yeah, the Dogs, 6 tonight.
Percentage we can see on that live ladder is going to be really important. Premiership year 2016 for the Dogs. They weren't the best team in the comp, but they were the best team for the last 6 weeks. And that's all that mattered. And this is such a tight year. They are starting to really loom large.
I mean, Melbourne today, JB, if they lose, they're on 10 wins, 13 wins, 12 and a half got you in last year. 13 could get you in, 14 would be a certainty. So there's still a chance.
Yep. And that's the Dogs run home. There's some gettable games there for them. They're getting it just right at the perfect time of the year. Daniel. Beautifully presented to Ugle-Hagan. Slight fumble. Norton. A fly. Through comes Vandermeer. Roy Woden back there can compose himself and get it to Bowie.
Bowie. Nice little nudging ball. Bullen was waiting for Fridge to come at it. McVee again. Creative. Melksham. McVee could have gone the short one to Chandler, elected to bite off a little bit more, and Jones somehow manages to get himself in a position to take that mark.
And the thing with the Dogs, BT, I just think Bevo's got, the team that he wants now. You think earlier in the year there was 3-4 changes sort of every week, and Dogs fans would talk about that. I feel like this is the team, this is sort of the 22, 23, 24 that he wants moving forward, and he's got them in the right roles. He's changed some players around. They're looking good.
Yeah, indeed. At the back is West to Waitman. Tried the strikers mode. And that'll be out of bounds. Hit the behind post there.
please. Out of bounds. I can check it behind post, please. Score review. Umpire's call is a throw-in. So please make sure it didn't go over into the lines.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball strikes the behind post. Decision on scoreboard.
The umpire is less than a metre away from that. Surely he just says to the goal umpire, it hit the paddock. And then you don't have any time taken out of the game. Ball in.
And players wonder why the quarters are getting so long.
True enough. Riley West.
Certainly not because of the amount of goals that have been kicked.
Happy man, Luke Beveridge. He's got this club really ticking along. It's a great time for the Dogs too, as Bontempelli flicks it to McNeil. Vandermeer. Ugelhagen on the right. Kicks it straight up the chimney. Does he? Good hands.
That was tough to mark that ball. It wasn't spinning how you would want it to spin. It was in the air for a long time. Just have a look how tall he is when he gets his arms up. This is a great example of it. Most people are. No, well, he's 10 foot. Not many people are 10 foot with their 8 hands in the air. Bristle. No one else in the comp, actually.
So exciting. And that goes through. Darcy kicks his first. We're talking about how exciting it is for the Dogs. They've just moved into their brand new facility. Apparently it's absolutely magnificent. I haven't seen it myself, but 70 million or thereabouts. Just brilliant.
Biggest gym in the comp.
Got the place humming.
Better than the mid-90s out at the Western Oval, JB.
You're right, Richo. Not an easy ball to mark, that one. Melbourne defenders could have at least put a body on or flown high for it, but this is where the Doggies have been so impressive tonight. 56 inside 50s, but they've scored 31 times. Yes, they've missed a lot of shots at goal, but at least they've been getting into a dangerous position to hit the scoreboard.
We're talking about depth as far as the Dogs. Jason Johannesson out with injury at the moment. Bailey Smith, of course, for the year. Other than that,
we've got Jack McRae getting 40 in the twos.
Yep, so there's a bit of backup there, isn't there? All inside 50 here again. Off hands. Dogs. Weeks ahead, looks like, for them. Adelaide, I think North it is, and Giants over the next 3 weeks.
It's up in Ballarat, that last one.
Yep. Here's Bailey Williams. Anyone out there, I wonder, that you think's not in great form for the Dogs that they can get a lift from as well, Richo? Anyone you've spotted that you think, look at Ugelhagen there?
I think they're humming, Brian. That's why there was no change tonight. The continuity's there. I think Beveridge is really settled on this lineup at the moment.
Here comes Norton.
I think the most important part for BP is they're doing selfless things, so they might not be getting a lot of the footy, some of the players, but they'll put blocks on, they'll put Shepherds on. They'll run to defend, they'll run to create space.
Always good to see that component towards the end of the year, isn't it? Good teams that go on and win have that.
Yeah, I think that's what Luke Beveridge will be so happy with. The fact that it's not about getting the ball anymore, it's about playing your team role. And that's why they've been playing such convincing football the second part of the year.
Norton a little uncertain about this, so he's going to try and set something up, and he does. Sees the match-up with Petty on English.
That's a prime example. How many times would a Ford go back? I could kick that. It might be a 3 or 4 out of 10 shot. But knowing there's a mismatch, seeing English move for him and then just waited the ball perfectly for him.
So English going to go around the corner, such as the versatility of the big man. And look at that, no problems at all. So back out to 48 points. unusual to see the big man wrap a present up or something and tie it in a nice bow, Richo, and send it off to someone. Unusual for him to celebrate like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do that before. Nice finish around the corner. What a Darcy on his left before. Gee, that big man have got good skills.
Off for someone's birthday.
They've not won 4 in a row since the middle of last year, the Dogs.
It's getting more NFL-like when they get a touchdown, the celebrations these days.
Celebrators game. Richo, no doubt about
Love
that. Woden, tough one for Viney to handle. He got the handball on the up to Tolstrup, but it was a tough one.
The new contract he's wrapped up for himself. He's got a contract, isn't he?
We'll be getting a nice one.
Caleb Daniel. Caulfield. And Williams is over.
I want to see someone do the gritty that Justin Jefferson from the Vikings does.
Watching too much wide receiver stuff, which
it's pretty entertaining. He started something. I don't reckon Tim English could pull the gritty off, though, to be honest.
Good luck to a player that does that in the AFL. They start celebrating like those running backs, which are not running backs, but wide receivers. Yeah. Boy, do they think they're the most important people in the team, those guys.
You're pretty happy when 40 million a year's jumping into your bank. Justin Jefferson's on.
Big Maxi Gawn, very brave to be out there tonight. Probably any other time, if they were getting ready for a final series, he would definitely be rested. Trelaw, swift hands, Garcia, to avoid the tackle. Bailey Williams working in confined space, sends a soaring ball ahead of Hugo Hagen. He nodding in agreement then with that mark.
This is 2-5. Could have been a night out for Jamara. These are the ones who kick around the corner. He'll relax a bit more.
Such a naturally gifted player. That one's too much, too early.
2-6.
Still looking for his 100th goal is Hugo Hagen.
But just out there, the confidence. He's 4 deep. Reads it better than anyone else. Playing some good marks tonight. It's that final little part of finishing it off, which hasn't hurt Benny tonight, but we'll need towards the end of the season.
They're winning the game anyway, but imagine if they kick straight. It's a 50-point margin as it is. English down, V unable to bring it away. Oliver absorbed the tackle and then handballed it out of play. Garcia's got under the skin of a few of these demons tonight. $250 games for Adam Trelaw. Not a dominant performance tonight. He certainly hasn't been the worst, but he's having a magnificent season. He really is playing the best football of what's been a superb career. Long ball there from Garcia. Bowie. Cade Chandler. Said he hasn't been dominant. Trelaw still had it 29 times.
It's pretty handy when you've got your 2 best mids kicking 42 goals for the season between them, which is what Trelaw and Bond have done.
Pickett to Fridge. Fridge pumps it inside 50. That's going to be very easily marked by Liam Jones.
Really important ingredient for the Dogs is Jones, and this man has recently, with his new positioning, the new part in the Dogs setup has become very important as well. Norton couldn't hold that. Bailey Dale and Bailey Williams combine and looking to create the high tackle. It set that up nicely for himself to Bailey Dale, and Fitch and he have a bit of a giggle about it. So the 2:31, so just over 3 minutes remaining here. Dogs got out of the box early and stamped their authority on this game, and other than a bit of a lapse in the second quarter, have looked the goods for most of the night. Williams, long ball, Darcy got underneath it. At the back is Turner, goes for the all or nothing. Caulfield there, Viney's got to make him earn it. Knocks it forward, Caulfield. Now Bowie's there, got Langdon in support as well, and did well to get it to Langdon. And Langdon has sent it out of bounds on the full.
So the last 3 weeks, you're only giving up on average 52 points for Western Bulldogs.
Celebration tonight, of course, at the 70-year anniversary of their famous first flag. All Footscray wearing the retro jumper. And it has been a celebration. They've been really good again.
You see one of their 54 premiership players here tonight. JB, Doug Reynolds, 90 years of age.
He had the cup
there before, didn't he?
Yeah, he had the cup down there with him.
That's great. Only 1-2. That's how hard they are to win. Turnover, Garcia. Floating ball forward. Dan Turner focuses nicely on the ball.
Turner. English. Goldstrip did well. Finally caught in the tackle. Support coming from Sparrow. Sets up Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen, straight ball. McDonald coming from behind, did well, judged it better than anyone else, and free kick's going to go against him, and he has had a hell of a night, Tom McDonald.
He's frustrated.
He is extremely frustrated, and he's done well not to give away for abuse. In the end, he's had to be pulled away a few times, I might add. So here is Richards.
He's taken himself away a couple of times too, Daniel. Kicks it straight to Gawn. Interfered with in the air by his own player. Bontempelli to put some ice on the cake. What a player. Misses. It floated late. He thought it was home.
33, 2 goals won, 16 score involvements. So he's still off 12 off Stevie J's record down at Geelong that day against Melbourne, that was.
Nordstrup. Line here, Jones coming right up to half forward. Shoots it off to the 250 gamer. Beautiful centering ball to Richards, and he's got a long leg, Richards. He'll settle down now. And Adam Treloar tonight, 30 touches. Been impressive, kicked a couple of goals to go with his 30.
Just the way he thinks through the play. Most players would have played his way. Melbourne had some defenders back. Thought through it, just switched it back in.
Hodgie for Treloar, career best year.
Have to know. He's leading the NFL in touches.
32 and a half he's been averaging. Number 1 in the competition. And I think it's his career best year, Richard. From 50 metres out, Richards just yanks it a bit to the right.
So last rights here for this one. Very impressive. Footscray been in control for pretty much the whole night. Oliver with a high one. Van Rooyen interfered with, chopping the arms. He'll get a free. Time play on. Off to Oliver, who is interrupted as he was disposing of the ball. Van Rooyen end on end. Cosy Pickett has had some nice moments. And Carlos goes back and takes them up. And then some 5 action. And the siren sounds. The Dogs are on the march.
All right, folks, there you go. That is full time here at Marvel Stadium between the Western Bulldogs and Melbourne. The Western Bulldogs Victors tonight, 15-20, 110. Big winners, 51 points over Melbourne, 9-5. 59, the Dogs putting on 4 goals, 3 in that final quarter to Melbourne's 2 goals, 2. It was a good game by the Bulldogs. They're looking very, very impressive, and they're coming good at the right time of the year. With only about 3 games left in the home and away season for them, they're doing it right when it counts, running into the finals. There we go. As it shows here on the Worm, it was all the Bulldogs are in full control of the entire game. Melbourne had no run at all. They kicked a couple of goals there. That's about it. But Melbourne were lucky the Bulldogs kicked so wayward, kicking 15 goals, 20 behinds. Well, the margin would have been increasingly more. Let's have a quick look at the players' stats before we wrap this game up tonight. Of course, Bailey Dale had a good last quarter there. He ended up with 34, the top disposal getter, with 21 kicks, 13 handballs, 8 marks. The marker's Bontempelli. He'd probably get the 3 votes over Adam Treloar, I think. And it could be Bailey Dale. I don't know. It could be Ugle Hagen. He was pretty good there up forward for the Dogs, even though he missed a lot. Treloar with 30. Great game from the young man. There was 16 and 14 handballs, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 6 clearances. Very good job. Trent Rivers, top possession getter with Jake Bowie for the Demons, both on 25. Clayton Oliver, a little bit better in that last quarter, but he just looks out of sorts. And, of course, it's hard with Melbourne without Brayshaw and Petrarca, the 2 guns there for them not in. Tony Liberatore was subbed out in that final quarter. Not injured at all, folks, not injured at all, just being managed. He was quite healthy going off, so we'll look forward to him next week. Let's be running down there. Ugle Hagen, he had a great game, 16 disposals, 14 kicks for 2 goals, 6. So a bit of the yips, just couldn't quite get it straight through the sticks tonight. But it didn't really matter because the Dogs won the game quite convincingly. There we go. There are the stats for your players there. If you're having a look at your player, a bit of a look there. So we run back and then we'll just have a look at the goal scorers, the ladder, and we'll wrap this one up. There we go. Cody Waitman there. Had a handful of players there with 2 goals. So they shared it around. Cody Waitman with 2 goals, 3. Ugle Hagen, 2 goals, 6. Treloar, 2 goals. Sparrow, Pickett, 2 goals. Norton, Frisch, Bontempelli, all with 2. And, of course, singles to Woden, Williams, Rivers, Richards, Poulter, Gawn, and English and Darcy. All right, let's have a look at the live ladder now. And, of course, we see Footscray, the Western Bulldogs, jump up into 4th position. They picked up a nice little bit of percentage there, up to 122.4. They're looking good for the rest of the season. I think they're about $7.50 for the flag. I think the Swans are still favourites at $4. The Swans' form is pretty ordinary, but the Dogs have got the best form in the comp at the moment, along with the Brisbane Lions and the Hawks. So we'll see where they end up. But that is full time here at Marvel Stadium. With the poll, we did have the poll there. Where's the figure of the poll? There we go. The poll's disappeared. Oh, there we go. Who wins tonight's game? We had 41 votes there, and of course 70% went to the Western Bulldogs, 29% went to Melbourne, and 1% went missing. I don't know where that 1% to. All right, folks. Thanks everyone for joining us for this game here between the Western Bulldogs and Melbourne. Western Bulldogs running out big victors here. Well done to them. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to head across to the next game. We'll catch the second half of the West Coast Eagles and the Gold Coast Suns. That starts in about 3 minutes' time, whereas the Suns by 17 points at half time. We'll see you over at that game. All right, folks, enjoy your footy for this weekend. We'll catch you next time. Ciao for now.